Alrighty then. Alrighty, let's see. What do we got here then? Drop the overlay, and here we are. Alright, let's turn that off for now. Alright! I'll get to my players in a moment. Right now they are busy concocting plans. Some of them aren't here yet. Others have gone to just go get food. So, you know, nice timing. So yes. Usual announcements. Thank you to Sasha for all the artwork and everything that's been lovelily used here. All the tiles are designed and done the artwork by her. I would recommend going and checking that out. Maps done on incarnate.com. Go and check that out as well. I am on there. You can go and find my other maps that I've made. And all of the music and sound is provided by Tabletop Audio. I pretty much believe it's all of it, because I've now decided to just solely use their stuff. That's typically how good it is. Previously I was hodgepodging in between their stuff and other stuff, and now I've just started using primarily theirs, and some of it's actually quite relaxing just to listen to their 10-minute loops just on a whim, because it's actually quite nice. Alright, I'll unmute myself and let's meet the players.
I think it's over here.
That would be Sudz.
But no.
No? Okay. Is Sam here? No. Jamie?
Yo.
Simon?
Hello.
Alright, so we'll wait for Sam to get back. We haven't got an Infernal. He might be here later. We don't know. And Harlan is off the rails. I don't know where he's gone. I don't know. Maybe he's gone to get some rum and coke or something. I don't know. Maybe he's hunting Jamie down after our Among Us games today. Who knows? Anyway. We'll get to Sam when he gets back. So, let's start today's session. Last session, our party of adventurers. Who's dropping more stuff?
That's me. I'm proceeding to drop more stuff off my desk.
I see. Last session, our party of adventurers. Elsyan, Queglod, Sasha, Malcom, Bern and Rook, as well as Kevlar now. With the party returning home after their interesting interaction and the dealings with some ethereal-born folk. The party returned home and was called away by an urgent incident to deal with the attack that had happened on Oregon. Locating and hunting down the assassin Jacker and the teleporter mage accomplice Kizrin, they found them and defeated them after an intense battle where some of them took more damage than they would have liked, and others stood there without a scratch, as I found out. With the wild variety on what had occurred, the party, after learning that Hurricane was an imposter, went up and called him out on it. Shackled him and took him to the Emperor for court, where they then discovered his true purpose, being an ally of the Steel Sirens, an organization that stood below the Amber Grin, and worked for them as spies in espionage. The party proceeded to unveil this truth, and sent him to the dungeons. With 3 of the party going down and speaking to him, mocking him, he mocked them in his own particular fashion, by taking his own life, preventing the justice that they would have otherwise had.
Like the coward he is!
That's Sam.
I'm back. Sorry.
That's fine.
Didn't interrupt like that.
That's fine. As he died and various other events occurred, the party returned home, rested for the night, awoke, and some of them awake already. They taught Kevlar various things about money, learnt about his ambitions and his want to explore the world. With this, they took him under his wing, speaking, and then spoke to Rohal, learning various matters and otherwise discussing about an individual known as Sin. With this talk occurring, the party learnt that Sin is in fact Sindrin Corvid, a strong individual who is otherwise living somewhere south of the coast of the Empire, the last remaining Dawn Marshal. With this information, the party didn't seem to act on it immediately, but they discussed it and thought that they will explore at some point, knowing that they may need the demi-plane spell to actually access this place, or even just to work on it going forward, putting it on their bucket list with the various tasks they have at hand currently. With that mentioned, the party decided they would move on, going and to otherwise proceed to collect the meteorite. with Bern drawing the circle of the teleportation circle below him. As the circle erupts into light, the party is teleported away from their current tavern. From Adamanthia they fly, soaring through the arcane wavelengths, and eventually landing in Kionendir, far from where they originally were. The party, not being used to this, is suddenly thrust into an environment of cold, a place they are not used to, as they are in a harsh, stone-bound room. A number of kegs and crates surround the room itself, the teleportation circle below them fading as the magic ebbs from it, with the party now landing firmly. Kevlar shivers in the level of cold of this place, but not enough to discourage him, as the rest of the party has previously been in hell, in Stygia to be exact. With this, the party now stands in the cold room. Looking around, you see a wooden door ahead of you, currently closed, with what looks to be a number of seals and runes written across the top of the door. Bern otherwise proceeds to lead the way. As you look around, Elsyan and Malcom, you turn and you see what looks to be two bodies hanging on massive meat hooks at the back of the room. The rest of the room is silent, dark, and otherwise dusty. For those of you without dark vision, it's difficult to see, and those of you with dark vision don't seem to notice any particular anything out of hand. What would you like to do?
Okay, where exactly are we?
Bern proceeds to speak up,
Oh, yes.
saying, we're in the Licking Monkeys Tavern. The owner is a friend of mine, a companion to the Sanguine Sun, my order.
Okay, right.
Oh,
The
Bern, you take us to the
Licking
most fun places.
The most classy of places.
We're in Kionendir. We'll be able to get
Well-
from here to the Meteorite using Windwalk. We'll be able to get there quickly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I suppose you should get out of here and explain to the... I presume the tavern keeper knows that the circle is here.
Oh, yes. I came here not too long ago when I came to speak to the astronomer that we'd found to find out about the meteorite.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. And there's no business we have here, and we're not going to have any problems leaving.
You didn't secretly sleep with the tavern keeper's daughter and...
Oh, no. No. He's a friend, and I mean, we could stay for breakfast, but he probably won't be open for another 3 hours.
I think we need to get going. Elsyan looks at Sasha, who I can only imagine is a bundle of get the meteorite, get the meteorite, get the meteorite,
Yep.
get the meteorite.
Yep. Okay then. He pushes the door open. You watch as the runes light up in a very dim light and kind of a reddish. As each of you feel a slight burning sensation on different parts of your body. Those of you with daggers, wherever they are marked as part of the Sanguine Sun, they burn ever so slightly.
I would, but I don't have any daggers.
You have the marking on your
Tattoo?
dagger. Where was the
Yeah.
tattoo? Was it jammed in his spine?
It was jammed into his
no.
shoulder.
I
It was
got
jammed into
I
his
got an
shoulder.
unwilling tramp
Oh,
stamp,
yes.
and
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm still not happy about it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got one.
Yeah, you have. As you pass through, you each feel the burning sensation in the different parts where your otherwise tramp stamp, as it's being called, is. You travel through, making your way up the staircase. There is a kind of a silence as you enter into what looks to be a kitchen. And as you pass through, there is a tavern before you, an empty tavern at best. You see the shutters are currently closed across the front of the windows. The door otherwise seems to be locked with 3 bolts, and you don't see any signs of life nearby. Elsyan and Malcom, with your stupidly high passive perception, you pick up on a individual who is currently trying to sneak, standing on the staircase.
You know what? I'm not going to question it. As far as I know, we're here unexpected, so this could just be someone coming home and not wanting to be seen.
Okay. Bern leads you through the tavern. There's a moment of pause as there's like a low growl before just like a Bern! As you see walking down the staircase what looks to be a snow-scaled kobold. Looks rough. Like really rough. Just wanders down carrying this large heavy crossbow which he just places to one side and just goes in and just kind of
kobold.
And just gives Bern a little bit of like an ankle hug given his height before just turning to Bern and going, "Who are these fuckwits?" Looking up at the rest of you.
Party members.
Yeah. Didn't know Bern had friends.
I
just gives Bern a little bit of a punch. Explains why you're never drinking with me, though. Alright. Well, now I know who you are, you're welcome to carry on. It's 6:30. I'm going back to bed. You can open the door yourselves.
Thank you. Sorry to wake you.
No, it's fine. Don't open for a bit. I got time. He just does a little bit of a stretch, scoops up the crossbow. You carry on, come back for a drink at some point. And wanders back upstairs.
That is a buff kobold.
He is. As he just carries the large heavy crossbow over his shoulder, he just wanders upstairs.
Aren't kobolds small creatures?
They are, yes. So
Don't
using
they get disadvantage using that?
They get disadvantage, yeah.
Does he?
No, he just gets knocked back 15 feet whenever he fires it.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. I love it. I like the thought that he was meant to start jumping in the air and firing it.
I can fly like a dragon.
Oh my God.
You go over, you unlock the doors, or you unlock the door, you open the door out to a chilly front. Bern, using one of his spells, just transforms himself into what looks to be this dark blue dragon, dragonborn, and just pulls a hood up over the top, and just turns to the rest of you and goes, If we're using Windwalk to travel, it's probably best we do it now. Otherwise, try not to be seen.
No.
Alright, let's go.
You know what? I'm not going to read into that.
Okay.
If Bern wants to tell us, he will.
Yeah. The simple reason is if you get shot by Dragon Knights here, you could end up being caught for about a day or two. In other words,
Try not to get seen.
It'll be like getting caught in customs.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
That's understandable.
I'll have to sign paperwork. And
Yeah.
Bern will get searched, and no one's got time for that. And then
Yep.
he'll be whining about it, about how the glove snapped. And
I love how the entire scenario is played out right there.
And yet it
And
never
then-
actually happened.
And then there's Rook, who they find all the skulls.
then there's Rook, who
They find all the
for
skulls, they
search.
confiscate the axe, and a guard nearly dies, and then there's massive complications.
Yes, and again, one of us gets pulled aside for a completely random search.
And it's obviously going to be Elsyan, who's currently carrying a concealed umbrella blade again.
Of course, yeah, that's exactly what. No, because this place is of course racist against elves.
Yeah, true.
No.
For a random search, and again, I like the thought that Elsyan's just going through all this.
In his head.
Wait, hold on. This is actually canon deer. Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I was thinking about a thingy that I wanted to do at some point.
Okay.
That involved with me coming here.
What was that pop? Who just joined tabletop?
Sam.
So I've got Indian takeaway in front of me, and it's
Nah, that's fine. I was just
Buffy
curious. I thought it
Warlock.
might be somebody like Infernal or Harlan joining before connecting to Discord, because I've seen that happen before. Alright. As you cast Windwalk, you sit there, you kind of kneel down on the ground, your hand on your staff, the energy kind of glows and ebbs around you as you're kind of at the door of this tavern. There's a little bit of a pause. The door you hear lock behind you, from the inside. Either he came down and locked it, or somebody else did. As the casting is happening, you watch as what looks to be a small group of guards, they're just wandering by, and they look and they just see this party of random individuals who then all just disperse into these different coloured clouds as you all shoot up into the air and travel onwards. The guards just mouth, "What the fuck?" as you just disappear off into the sky.
Elsyan gives them a wave as he
The cloud
turns into a
waves.
cloud.
The cloud waves. One of them's they both just look at each other like really confused. Do any of you wish to linger, or are you all travelling on?
What travel? Elsyan's been
we're-
travel on.
Yeah,
I'm
we're just
going.
travelling on.
He's done his
Yeah, I
fucking
feel
with them.
Okay. You all travel on. For the time that it will take you to make this journey, I believe, if I remember correctly, it should be, by my calculations, I believe it's going to take you 7 hours to get there, to where you believe it will be in this region.
General vicinity, yeah.
Yep, and I believe Windwalk lasts for 24 hours, pretty much. Or something like that.
Poppadom.
Someone's really enjoying his Indian.
I love me a poppadom.
Don't blame you.
Why can I not find Windwalk on the spell list?
Because secretly it doesn't exist and has never existed.
It's 8 hours.
It's 8 hours, okay.
So
So, you travel from the early hours of about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, shooting past midday, travelling off for a good distance. You make good headway. You travel over the fresh-laden snow on the lower area here as you begin to move into a more heavy sleet. I would like someone to guide the survival check here to go the correct direction.
Guess that's Malcolm's bit.
Sure. Let's go. 16.
16. You lead forward, following through. The rest of you all huddling up with. You travel for maybe about 2 or 3 hours, uncontested by anything. I'd like you to go ahead and roll me a d10 for me, please.
I'm going to be right back.
Yep, that's fine. Is my music playing?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Good.
9.
9. You push through, and with a a good headway, you make it through a large portion of the sleet without properly getting pushed back as clouds. Without having a physical form, you can't resist it as much, and although the heavy winds pound against you, you otherwise push through with little issue and continue on your headway. As you begin to get further south, traveling through the sleet, you begin hitting a large wind and rain weather front. One that's coming from the mountains, ones that you've experienced in Adamanthia, ones you've experienced in Oregon. A large rain front that has otherwise occurred in the early years of the spring. Go ahead and roll me another d10, please.
One. Oof.
As you're traveling, you're leading the way. It's not too hard to see what where you're going as you're traveling close to the ground. The only problem arises is when you peer back to see where the rest of your friends are. You notice that some of them have become scattered, and they're beginning to veer off slightly, following the wisps of smoke and mist that otherwise are rolling over the freshly wet terrain, forming this light just mist and obscurities in the area as everyone's becoming ever so slightly lost. I would like everyone to either roll me a survival check or a strength saving throw.
Oh man, I'm proficient at both of them. What one do I do?
Oh man, I am.
It's up to you.
Wisdom and strength. This is, of course, Elsyan's entire deal, guys. Right?
Well, I did a strength saving and I got a 17. Boop.
You did a strength saving and got a what, sorry?
17.
17.
Natural
Nice.
one.
1 and a 7 and a 7 and a 1.
Natural one on you, Elsyan. What was that for? Strength or wisdom?
So it was either survival or strength saving throw, yeah?
Correct.
It's gonna have to be survival because that's a +3
Yeah.
as opposed to the +2 of strength saving.
Sasha, it
Either
doesn't
way.
matter either way. Would you prefer her to do a strength saving throw or a survival check?
She'd probably most likely go with strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 19 on her part. And Bern has a +2 to his strength save or a +0 to his survival, so he's going to do a strength save. He also has 3 lucky today. He's not here, I will use it if need be. That is a 9, he would re-roll that. He gets to choose from that and the new one. That's a 16, he's going to keep that. That is one use of his lucky done. Okay. As you...
I also got a 28.
You got a 28. Rook, what did you roll and what did you get?
I rolled strength and I got 17.
Okay. Queglod, have you here and are you rolling? Okay, Simon's not here, so I'll resolve everybody bit by bit. With Bern's 16 on the strength save, he proceeds to hold his own against the heavy winds. He otherwise keeps his position and kind of trusts that you'll find him. With your high wisdom roll, you manage to go over and you collect him as part of your group, preventing any problems. Same goes with you, Rook. With your strength, you otherwise hold your own. Malcom, kind of noticing where everybody is, goes and collects them, and does the same with Sasha. As it comes to Elsyan, and you go to where Elsyan was with your survival, you note that Elsyan is nowhere to be found, as he has otherwise tried to keep moving and trying to find the rest of the party. But moving from his position and getting lost in this scenario has meant that he is no longer distinct from the rest of the mist around him. Queglod? Have you just got back, or...?
Yes, I've just returned.
Roll me a survival check or a strength saving throw, please.
I'm going on an adventure.
Neither of those are going to be good.
Bye, Elsyan.
Worse than Elsyan.
Believe
I don't know
that.
what you're on about. I'm doing
Oh,
perfectly
gosh.
fine. I'm not dead yet.
Oh, and Kevlar. Whoops.
Yeah, let's
Oh
put it
shit! No, not my boy.
Rip Kevlar.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe that's what I'm looking after Kevlar.
Oh yeah, you're looking for Kevlar. What did you get, Queglod, and what was that for?
12 for survival.
It's for survival. As you attempt to try and locate Malcom, you kind of notice the wisps in the mist moving a bit, and you try to float towards to try and help find. But as you do, you kind of accidentally bump across the other rest of the party as you gather up with Bern, Sasha, Rook, and Malcom. Them all gathered together. And as you head to where Elsyan is, where Elsyan's trying to find Kevlar, you find Kevlar. Currently sat there, succeeding his strength saving throw. As he is otherwise holding his position, but you're still missing Elsyan. How do you wish to try and locate him?
I see this as an absolute win.
Where is
We're
the
close
elf?
to the ground currently, right?
You're close to the ground currently, and the heavy mist is kind of fog, just lightly obscuring the area around, but given you're all clouds, it's very difficult to tell where each other are.
Can I fly up and see if I can see anything moving?
You fly up, moving directly up. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check, please.
Yep, figured out what was gonna happen, but don't really know what else to do.
Pretty good. Total?
Athletics. 17.
17. You float up, and resisting against the kind of the stronger winds and the rain of this area, you otherwise look around, and you begin to try and see if you can find Elsyan. Go ahead and make me a perception check with disadvantage because of the lightly obscuring fog, or mist rather.
25.
25. You look around, and although it's difficult to find, you see your companions kind of bundled up in one large cloud, but you see that the mist that's otherwise flowing through them is also flowing around them, like there is still some semblance of a physical form keeping them together. Looking for that, you look at a disturbance, and you see kind of moving like a cat under sheets. You watch as there's this just orb, like something is moving below the mist, which you assume to be Elsyan.
I'm gonna go towards where that is.
You go.
Kevlar! Oh no, wait. You can't speak while I'm Windwalk, can you?
No,
No.
I believe you can't.
I'm an irate-looking cloud.
You fly down, and Elsyan, as you're kind of moving around, go ahead and make me a perception check as you're looking for Kevlar.
Wonderful. This I can do.
Easy enough. As
Yeah.
you're kind of looking around for
20.
Kevlar, you don't seem to see him in the area. Just looking around, it's very difficult to see out here. But as you're moving around, you watch as the kind of the fog or the mist above you kind of slightly parts as another cloud moves down in front of you. You don't know who it is, but you know that this is one of your friends.
I am going to flap happily as a cloud.
Nice.
I'm just gonna start making my way back towards the rest of the party.
I am going to follow this cloud.
Okay. You follow to the rest of the party, and the party is otherwise regrouped. Oh man. If this channel was bigger, I flap happily as a cloud is a perfect t-shirt design.
It is. And you just get an a sort of cloud-shaped Elsyan, or an Elsyan-shaped cloud. Either one works. With a derpy-looking grin on its face.
Oh man. You you push through, making your way back to the rest of the party, and now that you have regathered, you otherwise begin to travel onwards. At this point, you have a choice. You can either travel again close to the ground, where there is the light layer of mist, making it slightly harder to follow your general trajectory, but it will be safer because you won't have to worry about the high winds, or you could travel up a bit, meaning you have to worry about the winds, but you won't have to worry about the mist.
I'd rather deal with the mist, to be honest.
Okay.
It's better to get lost than to be completely knocked off of course.
Okay.
By the wind.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and make me another survival check then, please.
Let's
Okay.
go. I
23.
can't fuck it up badly this time.
Oh no, it's just
Nine.
it's just the person leading at this point, so it would be.
Oh, fine.
Malcom. That's fine.
Oh, wonderful.
As you move forward, kind of pushing through, following your general trajectory through the cloud or through the mist, moving along the area where you are otherwise traveling at high speed still, but enough speed that your party can otherwise keep up. You do slow slightly. Go ahead and roll me a d10 then, please. 8. You travel for a good amount of time. Getting past the next hour or two, you travel kind of just following the path, getting a general sense of where you're going. As you do, you come across what looks to be, as you're just traveling over at speed, you and Elsyan both catch, just below the mist, a path leading southward and northward.
Can I just look around and see if I can get a general idea of where we are?
I will say that won't be a problem, given your survival check. You have currently arrived at here.
Okay.
You're about 2 hours away at this point. Well, maybe 3, given the time that you've taken. But you've travelled at a good pace. Moving along, you see the path that indicates you're heading in the right direction. You know that south of here is Highgate, a older fortress town. You don't know what state it's in. The records show from previous battles that I believe Queglod studied back when you were in Orum's Anchor. There are several battles that have happened at Highgate. Highgate was originally the protector to the entrance to the adamantine mine that was used for Adamantia. Back when they used to have people trek from Adamantia to Highgate. But since the various attacks that have happened and the things that have happened around Highgate from the battle report, various things like gnolls and Duragar have otherwise risen up to try and lay claim to the adamantine mine. Most of it has been buried and very difficult to use, but the mine should technically still be intact. It's just disused or overrun.
Adamantine
Yeah.
Oh, it's Infernal. He showed up before Sasha. Interesting.
mine.
Bear in mind, Harlan earlier did say he had he did have a headache coming on. So
Oh,
maybe
that's true.
napping that off.
That's fair. Yeah. So yeah, as you travel, you see the road below. You know roughly where you are, and it helps. You get a general bearing of where you're going. Go ahead and make me a survival check, and then on the D10 you will get a reroll, given you got an 8, so you can choose to reroll after.
What's happened so far, by the way? Did I miss anything?
So far, you left the tavern, you left Shady D's, you spoke with D there, and the party learnt of him. The party cast Windwalk, screwed up some guards, and is now heading southeast towards your
we didn't fight some guards. We just sort of
You poofed into
heads
clouds at the end of Windwalk casting, and they all just went like, "What the fuck?" As it happens pretty much every time you cast Windwalk, because it's a high level spell. People don't know that it can happen.
no one knows this exists.
Yeah, how did the
what?
bartender? What do you think of the party?
Other than
He called us nitwits.
No, fuckwits is the accurate term.
Yeah.
He called,
Yeah,
he called the party fuckwits, asked them to say who they were, and Elsyan explained that they're your party, and he then proceeded to say that he didn't know you had any friends, punched you, and then did a friendly way, and then proceeded to turn around to the rest of the party and say, alright, he's heading to bed, and that you can all just leave on your own terms. So yeah. Anyway. With a 16, you travel. It's a little bit slower, but go ahead and roll me a d10, please. Ooh. That'll be an Infernal joining.
Again.
Yeah, I got DC the first time.
Hmm.
You can reroll if you want. It's up to you.
I reroll this.
Okay. You must take the new one. 6. Better.
Better.
As you continue to travel at a good pace, you find that it's not too bad. Making your way forward, you travel across the greener areas. The rain is still kind of coming down a little bit heavy as it begins to lay off a bit, but the winds pick up as the clouds proceed to become a little bit less, but as the winds become a little bit stronger in opposition to your advance. As you continue to travel, you find the mist in front of you begins to dissipate, the high winds dispersing it, and you find that the rest of your travel is easy. Where do you wish to set yourselves up along the edge of the mountain line? You know that it will strike somewhere in this general vicinity here.
This particular tree.
That particular tree?
I like that particular tree. Whether the rest of the party
Any counterparts?
I can see no reason why not to.
Okay.
I was thinking this group of trees, though. Like, that's more than one tree.
It's true, but I like this tree because he looks like he's on his own, and I kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah, but maybe there's a reason he's on his own. Maybe he's like a major
trees were
buzzkill.
literally this big and there were this many trees, this would not be a forest. This would be like a small group of trees. I don't know. If trees were this big all the way around the map, like, oh my word, logging's an easy subject. Just chop down one tree, make you got enough firewood for a village for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it, but stop putting logic into our fantasy first, God.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. As you travel, you otherwise begin to park yourself at the closest sign of trees, as you see the rolling hills are coated in these thin layers of trees, or in this thin layer of kind of sparse and sporadically placed trees where they otherwise grow over the surface of the hill. You land at the edge, kind of seeing the mountains off in the distance. The ground is otherwise wet and sodden, but the winds are otherwise keeping up at the moment, pushing back. Do you wish to transform here, or do you wish to press on? At this time,
Get as close as we can.
it is probably about... I'd probably say it's just past midday. Actually, no. Given that you've travelled 7 hours, it'll be 2 o'clock-ish.
Well, the meteor's going to hit around here. We don't know where it's going to hit until it hits, so... Well, at least from here, we've got a good viewpoint to where it's going to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a chance I might have hit already.
Abod was your watcher, and he died, so the new one's been replaced, and you haven't asked him to check, so...
Well,
Is there any smoke or anything rising that...
make me a perception check.
Or a recent
Yeah,
impact?
since that was brought up, I'd
Perception.
take a look as well.
Go ahead. Yeah. I believe you were given a pretty accurate timetable by Abbott that it would be hitting close to midnight. Not necessarily on midnight,
15.
but close.
Yeah. So,
Got plenty of time.
but Abba could be wrong.
He could be.
Well, I got 15.
15
I'm not very perceived.
and
Actually,
26.
26. Do you want to attempt it? Elgin?
no. I think 26 will cover it. Either 26 will cover it, or I can't be bothered.
Fair enough.
One
Anyone
of
else want to try? Nope. All right.
I mean, Queglod's happy to look out, but I physically cannot beat that, so. Even on an advantage.
I mean, you're still Cloud. We haven't changed back yet.
It's true, but still. All right. You look out across the horizon. No signs of smoke. If there was any, or if there were any fires from the impact, they've probably been put out by the rain. But you don't see anything off in the distance. Nothing at all. No. Well, you see the mountains. You see the trees. You see the kind of the rolling of the local hills and the trees. But that's about it. There's no smoke. No signs of impact yet.
Okay. I'm gonna go on Aleuir and say it's probably not hit yet. And
I guess we'll change back now.
We also haven't had breakfast. I'm just.
No, you did.
That's fine.
Did we?
Yeah, you had breakfast in
Oh,
your
right,
tavern.
yeah.
It was a quick breakfast as the party was busy teaching Kevlar and he was eating.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
By party, you mean Elsyan and Sasha?
Elsyan and Sasha. The rest of the party was eating. Yeah.
No, they were asleep, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
were
were
all
asleep.
asleep.
No, no, asleep. We haven't had-
had breakfast.
Alright.
I think
Fair enough. So you can sit down for breakfast if you want at 2 o'clock.
Well, lunch. Yeah.
No, it's breakfast. It's what I have.
Yeah, it's
It's
breakfast.
2 o'clock. This is my
I hate to
time.
tell you, 2 o'clock in the morning is not breakfast.
It is breakfast. Everything's breakfast.
No.
No,
I
That's
know.
not how breakfast works.
Do you wish to sit down and cook then?
Sure. Since people want me to make foods, I will make the foods.
Yes, in the meantime, I'll have Felipe scout out the local area, see if there's any signs of anything significant.
Okay. Make me a
Guys.
perception check then, please.
Basically,
that
just a
cloak.
lay of the land.
Do we have that on us?
What cloak?
Which
What cloak?
Cloak from the
Oh,
under.
yeah. You
Yeah.
have all of the loot on you. You didn't distribute it to
Cool.
anybody, so it's technically on you guys.
Excellent. I'm going to attune to that cloak.
Which cloak was this?
The freedom
one
of
that-
movement one.
Smothering?
The smothering cloak, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I've attuned to the robe of disguise, so
And I've got the
check that wasn't.
Ring of
Roll
spell
with the
mastery. Oh,
Yeah.
And I
Ring of
I-
arcane mastery.
That's
I
it.
have
Arcane
to-
Master. Thank you.
ring of protection.
And you put on the ring of protection? Okay. While you sit down and attune, kind of Felipe flies up, getting a look around the area. The area around here is mostly smooth until it reaches the mountain edge, where it gets harsher and it goes up very quickly. Looking across the surface of the mountain edge, no strikes, no signs of anything. There do seem to be signs of older strikes, which have otherwise been weathered away quite a lot, like old meteorite sites, but that's about it. Most of it looks just like natural rock.
Yeah, and that was a 7 total for Felipe's perception. So
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Just
you should have at least a basic lay of the land. But
yeah, that's about it. As you
Right.
sit down and attune to the cloak, Rook, you otherwise sit there, you focus in on it. The cloak kind of clings to you a bit, as it originally did when you first picked it up, as it kind of begins to cling and wrap around you. Go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay, hang on one sec. I'm trying to find the information for this cloak. Oh, bugger me.
As a general thing, you are not aware of this, so you will not be able to use Indomitable.
Okay, that's
This is gen-
charisma. So that's 16 minus. Oh, it's flipping charisma, isn't it? So it'd be 14.
14. That is a
Off
fail.
the top of my head. Perfect.
You sit there and the cloak otherwise wraps around you. You feel it comforting to you. It feels soft, warm, and friendly almost. The cloak just wraps around you and clings to you. I will send you the full description for the Cloak of Smothering.
Oh no.
It kills you by
Which
strangling
is
you in your sleep.
Yeah,
It
sounds
is
about
like
right.
one of those
It's-
living things.
It's as soon as he said charisma, it's like, yeah, that's a downhill spiral for me, really.
Yeah, Christmas out. You're about to be possessed.
Probably.
Send you the
Damn it.
description.
Perfect.
Oh god. Right. While this is happening, I would like to actually finally get around to casting Find Familiar.
Oh yeah. As you sit down, you kind of lay the charcoal in the on like a hardened surface in front of you. You begin to lay it out. The wind blows it away a little bit. You kind of go and fetch the components to stop them from kind of blowing away. You ask Rook to sit in a spot to stop it from floating away.
Look,
As-
stay there. What's happened to your eyes? They've glazed over.
Oh, just having a rough night.
Okay.
Day. It's fine.
Have some food.
Plenty.
Pat on the shoulder.
I would be done making food by now, right?
Yeah, you'd be done making. You'd be making the food over the course of the next like half an hour, hour-ish.
Well, when I'm done, I'm just gonna go like. There are trees here, right?
There are trees. Yeah, you're on the edge of the forest, so you're getting a little bit more wind cover from one direction, but it's still not full cover.
Well,
shielding.
When I'm done cooking, I'm just gonna go sit in the top of one of the trees and see if I can look out for any of the other factions that usually vie for Meteorite here.
Okay. Elsyan, as you draw the components and you draw the completion of the spell, the Find Familiar kind of coalesces, the earth kind of pulls inwards and upwards. What form does your familiar take?
Oh, let's keep it simple. Can I take the form of an eagle, please, Chris?
Okay. You watch as the rock kind of pulls up, and you watch as there's this poof of feathers as a kind of ruffled eagle sits there. What kind of eagle? Bald eagle or?
Oh, actually, that's eagle isn't pompous enough for Elsyan thinking about it. Some form of falcon. Falcon feels
Okay.
more pompous.
With this kind of darker brown coating on the outside, the kind of lighter white undertone, and kind of the hooked, sharpish beak, the very piercing yellow eyes. It looks at you as its head kind of turns and just kind of hops towards you before it kind of swiftly flaps its feathers or flaps its wings and otherwise lands on your shoulder.
Second bird.
And it's taken the form of a peregrine falcon.
Okay.
I know. In real world, it's the fastest bird, moving creature.
Yep. Well, if you have the hey, I actually got the description for that right. Nice.
Yeah. Exactly.
As you so just use the stats for a falcon if there are any, or an eagle, whichever you use.
It'll probably be the hawk, but yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, otherwise sits on your shoulder. As Malcom, you climb one of the trees, you pull yourself up the branches, you go to the top, you try and take a look out. I will say for the purposes of this, go ahead and roll me a straight roll for perception. As you'll be looking out across the surface and you'll be taking your time. The DC will be lower if there's anything to worry about. 2. 13. You look out across, you get the lay of the land, you see the kind of the indents where there were previous meteorite spots, or the craters which otherwise eroded away. Time has passed. Nothing. This is a barren landscape. There's no holes in the mountains which lead to caves from what you can see. If there are, you can't see them from this angle. You don't see any doorways. You do see Highgate way off in the distance for the tops of the towers. That's about it.
Well,
Would it have hit at this point, or would it have crashed at this point, or are we still early?
No, you're waiting because it's 3 o'clock now, and you've got till near midnight. So
And it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
we've pretty much got time to sit here and chill and scout out the air for anything else.
Before we do that, I need to tell you guys some stuff.
Ah, good time.
Okay.
I
Got time.
drank Hurricane's blood. and I learned some things.
Oh. That could be useful.
Yes. So when you sensed them in Oregon, they were there. The guy with the syringe was there, and they were looking and scouting out where Professor Flint was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he headed south and through the mountains went to Adamantia, where he was sitting there, hidden for a while. Let's see, what else was there? He did pass us back in Dragonfall, or was it the other one?
Yes.
Crag
It was the timing lined up where you would have been in Crag Anvil the day he arrived, and then left the day after
And
when you did.
he was getting ready to kill Regan. They made he asked Hurricane to get like a time and place for them to kill him. That's why Hurricane was in our tavern, because he was trying to stall us to not get there.
That makes sense. Didn't exactly work, that did it?
Yeah.
I think it achieved with him being killed.
Yes. I saw a vision of the Lich talking to Hurricane. They mentioned that someone named Cord. I don't know if that name strikes any bells.
Does it?
Not to any of you, no.
That
No.
You're going to say Queglod?
Queglod? Simon?
What?
Simon?
What?
Are you saying anything, Simon?
Oh, sorry, did I cut out? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My Discord must have fucked up. That sounds familiar, but I
Can't place
They-
it at the...
Actually, no. Never mind. I am wrong. It is familiar to you. When you received
remember
your
the
message from the
follow-up.
oracles a month and a half ago, I think it was, on the updated names of the members of the
yes,
Amber Grin,
Yeah,
Cord the Flayer is
Mhm.
the full name.
I've got him written down. He's the leader now.
Yes, the one in charge.
Yeah.
They mentioned he was working on a ritual to succeed the progression. I've no idea what the progression is, but
The progression's been mentioned a
Yeah.
few times now.
Yeah.
there is
I
also...
don't know about you. I don't like it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's worry. They mentioned Banisher was apparently dead, if that name strikes any bells.
Banisher of Root.
Yep.
Is one of their members.
Okay. Well, he's dead. He got killed apparently, and I don't think they want to replace him at the moment. They don't need to, they said.
Well,
Uh,
one less for us to deal with.
yes. And then we have Hurricane was trying to get us ready and powerful enough for us to be able to take on Arcathun, or not Arcathun, sorry, to go destroy Candrelton, which is above Arcathun. He was gonna, actually I don't know if I know this, but
You know the extent of the
He was gonna
plan
make it-
given you tapped into his memories.
he was gonna make us go destroy the city because there were people going to be worshipping Arcathun something. And then after we destroy the city, the Dragon Knights from the north wouldn't be able to aid the Empire in the war because they'd be busy battling with the dragons from Arcathun.
So they wanted us to do that dirty work for them. With the hope
Yes, they wanted us.
figure it out.
Yeah. Well,
We get played pretty easily, that's for sure. But we played that easily. I'll be trusted him, I guess. But
Yes.
anyway.
We should mention that Candrelone should be protected, because that is one of their targets.
Noted.
And lastly, there is the mention of the name Blacktooth.
That sounds like a dragon name if ever I've heard one. Well, the
It's
title.
not. He's apparently Hurricane's predecessor.
I would like everybody other than Bern and Rook to roll me a history check, please.
Ooh.
Unless you remember the name Blacktooth.
Oh, rings a fucking bell.
I'll roll for
That
Sasha
is an
as well.
18 with my natural 8. I mean, I've got a plus 10 to
Yes,
history.
Sasha's not got this. So, Elsyan, what did you get, sorry?
18.
18. Wait, on a... Oh, it was the 8 you rolled, not the 15. Right.
Yes.
Malcom?
Otherwise, I'll be getting 25. Right?
I got 20.
And Queglod?
17.
Okay. Malcolm, you remember this because you were charged with this originally when Payne sent you here. You were sent to help the group discover why Rogan Blacktooth had been killed or who'd killed him. Back in episode 2, where you guys stood outside of his home and estate that was burning. You remember that after some time the party explained that Chronicle had otherwise wiped the party's memories of part of the event in order to destroy the seed that would destroy or suppress the seed that was within Elsyan and the rest of the party. And by doing so, they were either faking or actually killing Rogan Blacktooth. You remember this because you got very angry at the party originally when you discovered they were the ones who killed him. Or supposedly killed him.
He is not dead.
Okay. Deep breaths.
He is working with Hurricane, apparently. Or somewhat with the Amber Grin.
Well,
And he's hiding, apparently. He's not showing himself.
That would make sense if he's supposed to be dead.
do we know where?
They didn't mention it. Hurricane was talking to someone behind Kizran's back, and he mentioned that he should tell Blacktooth about what Kizran said.
Not behind Kizran's back, behind your back.
Oh, behind our backs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, behind Hurricane's back at the time he was talking to. They were out of your peripheral.
Any
Yeah.
chance it was Needle Arm guy?
Didn't sound like it.
No. He called Hurricane Master or something.
Well, if that do, we got his name. We could try and scry on him. I mean, I doubt it'll work, because,
If he's protected.
they seem to be equipped for that. Yeah.
It's worth a try, but he might be
Try.
protected, seeing as he's hiding.
I can try.
But I can't say what could go wrong, as long as you're not spotted. Why
Okay.
would I say that?
You
Why would
casting
I say
Scry
that?
on Rogan Blacktooth?
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta go dig out some stats. What save am I making? 'Cause-
In wisdom, I think.
Those are some buried ass stats you're gonna have to
and what?
find.
Shut up. And what's the? Yeah, they are.
One-
Actually, it
one
might not
double-
be as buried as I thought. Nope, wrong folder.
Chris gets on his Indiana Jones outfit just to search for these stats.
Know it.
Just hear him humming to himself.
Is it an NPC?
We find that he's secretly a one too, so he starts going, "Why is it always snakes?"
Why is it always snakes?
And again, like standard UNT law, they came about because humans started fucking snakes, and I
Okay.
was
What
picking that
DC
up.
is it?
20.
And what bonuses do they get from various things like first name, personal name?
Second hand, they get +5. First hand, they get +0. Familiar, 5. Likeness or picture 2. Possession or garment -4.
Okay, so you don't own any
body-
possession of them, and it's secondhand, so it'll be a +5 to him.
Wouldn't I have seen him before though? Because I was there before the party.
You were there before the party, but you weren't charged. You were charged to stay low originally when you were working with Pain. You were only charged with working with the group to take down the individual who killed Rogan.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you never actually personally met him. Only after the fact were you introduced to this person who was supposedly dead. So, I believe, with his pluses to that, that is a 19. That is a fail.
Oof.
As you kind of sit there listening to this conversation from up in the tree, you plant the staff in the tree, and the rest of you watch as the tree kind of pulses with this energy of magic. As you watch as all the leaves begin to rustle around, and one of the gems becomes clear as you stare through it, just holding the base of the gem in front of you. You look through, and you appear into what looks to be a darkened room. You see an orc sat there. He sits in the darkened room, a long metal chain otherwise strapped around his ankle, as he sits there, just his eyes closed, sleeping or waiting. Silent. Time passes before you hear footsteps. You hear this metal hatch be pulled open as a plate is flung into your room as it slides with what looks to be just this messy slop on the top of it. As the gate goes down, the passerby wanders on. You watch as he stirs, opens his eyes, reaches down and grabs what looks to be a wooden spoon at the side and begins eating the gruel. He finishes it up, sits there and concentrates, waiting. Just silently.
Nah, this is actually kind of boring to watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching just in case anything happens, but...
You watch for the full duration. He sits there, he just waits and doesn't do anything. For the entire thing, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't stare in your direction, he doesn't stare at the door, he has his eyes closed, or he's eating. Is there anything you'd like to do, or...?
I'm gonna let it go through, and then I'm gonna wait, like... 3-4 minutes-ish, and then recast it.
Aiming at him?
Yep. Because it succeeded, I can be able to do it again.
You can, and that is another fail on his part. You wait 3 or 4 minutes, and you see he's otherwise sat there again, just his eyes closed, waiting.
God damn it,
About
dude.
4 minutes go by, and you hear there's a knock on the door, the hatch opens, and you watch as he otherwise takes the plate, puts the spoon on it, and just slides it back towards the hatch, where he sits there. The plate is taken. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
17.
Okay. As you're watching, you see from the other side of the door, you watch as this dark blue scaled hand reaches through and grabs the plate and pulls it back. You see that the fingernails are replaced with these large hooked claws. This, whatever it is, it looks more creature-esque than humanoid. As it pulls the plate back through, the hatch closes once again, and the sound of the individual of them walking away. Did you keep watching?
I wish I could move the orb. I really do. Yeah, I'll just keep watching just in case if anything happens. If not, then I'm not gonna try and scry again.
Okay. More moments pass, you wait, you watch. as you hear more footsteps coming towards. The door is otherwise unlocked and opened. You watch as he opens his eyes and looks up, as you see what looks to be a very obscured figure. Large, broad shoulders, massive hood kind of being pulled over the front, as you see the mantle in the front of it where there are 2 eye slits, revealing what look to be kind of these burning red eyes, and you see kind of hooked down over what looks to be some form of snout almost. The rest of the mantle carries on downwards from the face, obscuring any bodily features. As the individual begins to speak in Draconic.
Ooh.
You hear the words as follows. I take it you've had a good night. You see Rogan, he's otherwise... Oh, Blacktooth, he's sat there, just staring. He doesn't say anything. Well, it would be good for you to respond at some point. There are many things we need to know and learn. The sooner you speak, the easier this will be. He remains silent. Very well. I have no reason to speak to you then. She snaps her fingers and points in as you watch as a blue form moves in. Heavy plate armor, kind of these hooked horns wrapping over the pauldrons. You see what looks to be spikes otherwise covering the pauldrons also. Very Chaos-esque. You see the armor itself is dark and otherwise made up of these interlocking, what look to be black dragon scales across the surface of this massive monolithic blue dragonborn. Or you think it's a blue dragonborn. But you see the individual has wings wrapped behind them, otherwise folded. You see massive horns wrapping up from the top of their snout and back where a full helm otherwise lies, covering the top of the snout itself. The form moves forward as their tail whips about. You watch as the individual draws what looks to be... just double checking their weapon here. You watch as the individual pulls free what looks to be a battle axe. As they move forward, they grab the other end, and they swing down as the chain is severed. Blacktooth doesn't react. He doesn't move. No surprise, no expectance. As the individual moves out, or as the large blue draconic figure moves forward, grabs him by the shirt and lifts him up. Just pulls him close and says... in Draconic again, "You're free to go. Survive if you can," and tosses him back against the back of the wall as he turns and leaves the room. The other very fully mantled form does the same, turning and leaving. You see from the scry orb what looks to be that of a purple tail, scaled, swings behind the form as she leaves the room. The door is left ajar. And at this point you begin to hear the sounds of growling as a number of drakes begin to move in, as Blacktooth is left to try and survive. That is where your scry ends.
Okay.
Sounds like an amazing show.
Yes. Well,
Full of drama.
What did you see, Sudz? Not Sudz, Malcom. You're not called Sudz. I feel in another world you're called Sudz. I don't know why.
He is
Malcom, what
he
is
is
your
soapy
druid
he is
iced tea?
soapy goodness.
You just seem very clean.
Well, he's captured. By who, I don't know. By what? They look to be Dragonborn, but then they weren't. Does Malcolm understand half-dragons? Since he was literally told about them.
Probably. There is an extent about half-dragons. You know that they look much more monstrous and larger than Dragonborn, and you know that they are more draconically blood-led, but that's about the extent of your knowledge. This is probably the first time seeing them, if they are, but you aren't sure.
Possible the half-dragon people?
Wonderful.
Well, technically, he's sort of captured because they let him go and then let Drake's in the room. So he's basically trying to fight for survival now.
Oh, okay, so maybe dead anyway.
Maybe. I'll check again in a couple days.
Oh, excellent.
This party is full of compassion. We're not. We're just a bunch of bastards. Just sort of.
I'm not using any more spell slots for this.
No fair.
Sasha,
Yeah.
Could be worse.
What did you say, Bern?
said Sasha, your turn.
Sasha looks around as almost in a panic, as she does not have scrying prepared at the moment. And
Sasha.
look, it's whatever Harlan leaves it as. He also doesn't have
Sasha!
he also doesn't have the description for regenerate or conjure celestial or divine word or plane shift. Oh no, he does have plane shift. And firestorm. But you know, he doesn't have something. He has conjure celestial prepared, but doesn't have the description, so I'm never casting that spell. You know.
Alright, you made your point.
Well, you know, this is what happens. He also doesn't have word of recall prepared. That's potentially really bad. Huh. Good to know. Okay.
Oh, yikes.
Could get fun. Bern's the only way home. Alright, so.
Not true.
Yeah, I know. Anything else you would like to do to accomplish before just the inevitable wait?
I'm just gonna stay here in a tree and keep a lookout for any of the other factions that may or may not show up.
I would like to send up my new falcon and try to do the same.
Okay, perception check, and I'm going to assume the same for Felipe, so given he's already doing it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, 3 perception checks, please, friends.
10.
Falcons have advantage because of their
God.
keen sight.
Damn it! He's lucky. Damn it.
Oh, wow. If that wasn't advantage, you would have been a 2, 2, and a 4? Or is that 6?
Oh, it's your advantage. Oh, okay.
No,
No,
it was advantage
No,
for the
it's-
Falcon.
Because I got an eagle.
Cool.
I wish I had
Nine.
advantage.
Falcon, but
Yeah.
I've rolled 2 2s in a row. I don't like this.
Alright, so. Felipe looking around again, getting the better lay of the land, understanding where everything is. Malcom, you do the same. You look out across, you get the best lay of the land, but that's about it. Elsyan, you get a ping from your falcony friend on the following bits of information. There are mice in the fields nearby.
wonderful.
Nice.
They look tasty.
It's hungry. Got ya.
Um,
This weird phase spirit is also hungry for actual mice. Wonderful.
Yep. And you pick up on what looks to be a group of gnolls currently travelling across the edge of the mountain, about 3 hours travel away. They don't seem to be coming in your direction. They're travelling along the base of the mountain line.
Well, there are some gnolls around the. I've got to relay this to the party. Okay, important stuff first. There are mice nearby. They are tasty, apparently.
Excellent.
Or look tasty. And there are some gnolls coming. Not towards us, but 3 hours away.
Knowles.
Gnolls.
Right.
Well, they're one of the individuals that usually fight for the Meteorite.
Yeah.
Already killed enough gnolls.
No.
No, we didn't actually kill any gnolls.
You haven't killed any gnolls?
We made
What
friends
adventures
with them,
are we?
didn't we?
Yeah, we made friends with them, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we made friends
well,
with
that sort of adventure. I forgot.
I wasn't there. Was
I
I?
mean, it was a slightly.
Maybe.
It was a nuanced situation with many sides.
Bern was
But-
there.
I didn't want
Yeah,
to
I
fight the
didn't
Medusa.
know. That's the important one.
I didn't want to fight the Medusa. Alright.
That-
Medusa? What the
Yeah,
hell did you lot do before I joined you?
some stupid stuff.
We had lots of things.
Okay, the first thing we remember, we could really say the start of this adventure. I remember fire elementals.
Oh yeah, the fire elementals. Yep, those. Yeah. And then all the spiders.
All the spiders, yes.
Oh, spiders.
I
The
mean,
vampire plant.
To be quite fair, even with you here, Rook, we have gone into Araman's Ravine. And for some reason, everyone here apart from me went into Araman's Ravine twice.
I don't want
Yeah.
to go back there a third time, so
I,
really
I-
know I want to.
Okay, I get that you had to, but there must have been another way.
you know what? I quite enjoyed Romance Ravine. Definitely a vacation hotspot.
What sort of freak are you?
You were shitting yourself whenever you saw the spiders.
A head collecting maniac that is in a party with you lot?
But there were spiders everywhere, and you don't
Yeah,
like...
alright. Okay, if I can just get past the spiders. You know, it's actually quite an okay place.
So what
Oh,
you're
and
saying
really,
is that it's a
there was a
wonderful
pit-
hotspot if you ignore the locals.
Yeah, just ignore the locals and it's fine.
Okay, now that is rude, but very fair. You can't be mean about locals in their home.
Oh, sure you can. I experience it all the time.
That's like going to the Alliance and complaining there are Alliance people there.
I mean,
Yeah, which is 100% what I plan to do one day.
Oh no, I don't plan to complain about anyone in the Alliance. I plan to kill people in the Alliance.
Oh yeah, but I'm going to do it while complaining about people in the Alliance.
Actually, no, I know I will go home to the Elven Kingdom and complain about elves.
Yeah, you don't even have to go home to complain about elves, do you?
Okay, lay off.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Well,
Right.
could've.
Yeah, just-
We welcomed you in. We love you. Sasha loves you. Yes, she loves you.
I don't know if we're at the L word stage yet.
Oh, okay. She romances you? When you gonna have a baby?
Shit. I don't... What?
What kind of baby would you lot have?
Would have a dwell, obviously,
A
but
dwelf?
well,
a
So
dwell.
is it gonna be like regal looking but short and chubby?
Okay, right. Let's break down on what dwelf is like.
Sam,
the
you're a 12.
Dwelf. Okay, right.
Oh, God.
Oh damn!
What? Did you call me a dwelf?
Yeah, I did. Oh, new insult.
No.
Perfect.
Okay, at least. Okay, right. Dwells. They can. I don't know much about them, but they're stocky elf-looking people with big beards, but the beards are very well kept. Very well kept, all of them, and they have a major identity crisis at least every day.
Right?
Like, I mean, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Is this going to be one of their features when I put the custom race in? It's like major identity crisis.
Make sure I
Brackets once per long rest.
What once per day, make a charisma saving throw, or have a major identity crisis.
Oh, Harlan.
Am I a dwarf or am I an elf?
Harlan. how do you
Harlan,
let the children-
we're discussing our children, Harlan.
Okay. Hi, sorry about being late. I kind of took a load of painkillers
I fell asleep.
Took a look.
to
All we
deal with my
got was
headache and passed the fuck up. Not like an unhealthy amount, like an appropriate amount of painkillers, but you know.
That's fine.
like 30?
30? I
Sounds
don't know
Wait,
how
so
you're in
many.
America, but
Sounds
I mean,
normal to me.
what I want to know was, you say this stuff like you've got free healthcare.
I know,
All
right?
right. All right, back on topic. Back on topic.
Dwells, yes.
No, that's not the topic.
So, is there anything else you wish to do while waiting for, or just waiting for time to pass, really?
Can I start working on my spell?
Given that we've got the time anyway, I'd like to attempt to communicate with the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to know if I'm going to be able to transfer Kizrin's soul to the Shadowfell and have it be contained there safely, or if I'm going to have to go and deal with the phylactery first.
You concentrate for a moment. As you take some time kind of performing a light ritual, you wait, and in the wind, the rest of you kind of just having this conversation about dwells and other things, as Malcom otherwise plants his staff in the ground and begins to work on the essence of his new spell. The rest of you go about your business. You sit there kind of in the lightly damp grass. You sit there and concentrate. The lantern in front of you, you begin to hear the voices. They speak to you, the words kind of going out in a whispered tone as they try to communicate with you in some regard. You listen and you concentrate, and almost like a knife through this, the sound of the wind disappears. The sound of the words spoken to you disappear. In that single instance, they're gone. You open your eyes and you see before you the kind of the same dark interior that you're used to seeing. You stand there and you look around as the darkness fades away, peeling away at the blue stone of the floors, kind of wooden beams and pillars around the just room that you're in. You see the bed behind you, the bookshelf across the way, and the open doorway ahead of you. You recognize this room. You've been here before. The day that you died. As you kind of stand there momentarily, Felipe flies in through the open doorway, and in that moment you watch as the feathers kind of pull into themselves, fold, and from the poof you watch as Chronicle lands in his plate armor. He lifts his head, gives you a nod. It's good to see you again.
And you. I hope you've been keeping well.
Yes, I've been keeping behold company. We've been busy taking care of various things on the eternal battlefront, but otherwise, you look a lot better than you did. At least that's a little bit more happy. Anyway, you've come here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have business I need to deal with.
Very well. He steps through the doorway, kind of pushes it open. As you travel through, you see a number of what look to be the same kind of animated suits of armor wandering around, the dark black plate armor, the shield and sword as they kind of autonomously move along the hallway. You see the large grand staircase leading down into the large chamber ahead, as you recognize the throne, which was previously occupied by, at the time of your vision, the original god of death. You look up and you see the throne is otherwise still there, but present and sitting in it is the monolithic form of the Raven Queen. You see her otherwise mantle and cloak otherwise cover the majority of her form, each of them lined with these dark black raven feathers. The purple trim lining across the pauldrons at the top, and her face is otherwise obscured by almost like a pointed, almost plague doctor's mask, but made of pure porcelain. You see the eye slits that exist there are thin lines which gleam with a dark red. You see the hood pulled up and slightly folded at the peak where it would otherwise come to a point. You see, standing in front is what looks to be as you remember it, the judge's area. You see a number of the dead souls otherwise there writing things down, taking note of what's happening as the court is currently in procession. A number of dead souls otherwise linger around across the courtroom as a soul stands there, its wrists or its hands bound ahead of you, just staring upwards. You do not recognize this individual. But as the individual stands there, the various things are said, and End stands by the individual, the scythe over his shoulder, as he similarly stands there, his undead-like form showing through and fully revealed with the court present. You watch as he turns, looks up at you, as the Raven Queen kind of turns, slightly looking at you. The rest of the council all turn almost in unison towards you, their heads and kind of their skulls and necks snapping, looking up at you in present. as the Raven Queen stretches out her hand in front of her, and you watch as they all just disappear and evaporate into mists and wisps of smoke. End stands there, the platform no longer occupied by the individual, as End steps back and gestures towards it.
Okay. I will step on and then go down to one knee.
Okay.
My lady.
Queglod, it is good to see you again. You have been doing very well as of late. Yes?
Things have been going quite successfully, I think.
I left you in full charge of whatever mission you wish to undertake. Any developments on your family's end?
They're still causing problems. I need to find the opportunity to deal with them. They have enough power that even with our group, a full frontal assault isn't likely to work without careful preparation.
I understand. So you have come here. What is it you seek?
In our most recent conflict, we were able to defeat and I was able to capture the soul of a lich. I need to know if I can transition that soul into your care here, now, or if I will need to deal with its various mechanisms for holding itself on the material plane before that can happen. I don't want it getting free.
She leans forward. Present the soul.
Okay, I will hold out Nightmaker, and I don't know if I can attempt to push the soul within Nightmaker's range, but more presented, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You kind of hold out Nightmaker, and you watch as Nightmaker, the shadowy essence around it, begins to kind of pull at it as it begins to almost drip. You watch as it pulls away from the surface as this light bead of black essence pulls away and lands on the stone in front of you, as you watch as the soul is released of Kizrin. As she stands there, kind of the necrotic form in front of her, the Raven Queen looks on, and you watch as a number of shackles all reach up and connect with the arms, the legs, the neck, and ultimately wrapping around the skull as well, as End stands there to attention with this very vile soul before you. The screams of the dead otherwise reach out as she screams out in pain as each chain latches on, before End reaches out a hand and she is silenced, her screams no longer being heard. There is a moment of pause as the Raven Queen looks and turns to you. What would you do with her? What would you have me do?
What is done with all souls once their time is reached. I simply need to be sure that once it reaches its afterlife, it will stay there.
You watch as her head slowly turns towards towards Kizrin. The form is thrashing within the chains. Again, the unheard screams, almost echoing as if they existed around you. The disturbance of seeing this sight as the Raven Queen kind of leans in and, reaching forward, her hand extends from beneath the cloak. You see this beneath the hand itself is what looks to be almost like that of a raven's foot or claw. Each of the fingers are black with the very noticeable and otherwise bold knuckles as they reach down, large clawed fingernails at the end of each, as the skin is revealed all the way up to the elbow and beyond. You see the entire thing is this black kind of bumpy and wrinkled skin of a raven's foot as it reaches out and taps the lich on the forehead. You watch as it otherwise writhes in that moment as the chains wrap and begin coiling around it even more as it is dragged down. As it does, you watch as the platform below opens up into this kind of open orifice, where it's pulled down and in, beyond your sight, beyond the place of rest. The chains linger and disappear as you see left on the platform as it closes a single black bead. She leans back, her arm returning back underneath the cloak. It is done.
Very
I
good,
believe that is yours.
Okay, I will pick up the bead.
Okay. As you pick up the bead, your hand almost passes through it, but as you go and lift it, it's strange, almost like it wants to pass through you, and it begins to ever so slightly, kind of like a liquid, but it's strange. Its existence is ghostly. You pick it up and it's incorporeal, but it's still physical. As it tries to slide through your hand, you go to catch it and it begins to pass through your palm. You grab it again and it's gone. You watch as the kind of black, whatever it is, bead, as this energy shoots through your palm, up your arm, through your elbow, and into you. You feel this essence, this burning sensation. And then you feel it pulled from you, as you watch as smoke begins to billow from Nightmaker, as it ascends to its final form. That is the new description for Nightmaker, as you have fully unlocked Nightmaker itself. You hold Nightmaker in front of you, the claws kind of gripping heavily around it, golden filigree beginning to form across the surface of the crystal itself, wrapping around. The rest of you watching this as you're having your conversation about dwelfs and proceeding to work on spells, you watch as Nightmaker is currently sat, floating in front of Queglod, this dark air wrapping around her during the middle of this strange commune. You watch as the filigree grows across the surface of Nightmaker. The claws grow darker and thicker, wrapping around the black diamond crystal in the center. You see the energy of this light smoke pulling away and dripping from it, lightly filtering across the grass in front of you as she otherwise holds it in place. It's strange for the rest of you to see this. As End looks at you, places his hand on your shoulder, you feel the energy pulse, and you are otherwise whisked back to where you came from. Your eyes shoot open. Nightmaker sits there before you, powerful.
You're right there?
Fine, thank you. Kizrin is gone. For good this time.
Okay. I think your stick thing has done something. It went strange.
Oh, Nightmaker, yes, its full power is finally returned to it.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's good news.
Indeed.
I'll also update Felipe's stat block after this,
Excellent.
as I believe his attacks should be receiving some interesting melee buffs.
What was it needing for it to evolve?
Do you want the description I have, or?
No, I'm asking Queglod.
For it to increase.
Yes. What did it require?
When Kithrin's soul was passed on, some small remnant was left behind. That was able to finally unlock Nightmaker's true power. I'm uncertain why exactly it was left behind from her. I'll have to look into this.
Maybe it was just as simple as the soul of a lich.
It's possible. It may not have been Kizrin specifically that did it.
Oh,
It is good news.
congratulations.
By the way, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Indeed. I'll do some research and see if I can figure out why this has happened in the way it has.
I mean,
Could be worse. They could have thrown it all in your face and told you go figure it out.
Mm.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that's what the mask would do. Because he's a bastard. A sneaky bastard. Yeah, well.
Oh. What's the time?
Do you want to fast forward?
I mean,
Unless you got something
if
to
we're
do.
doing time skippy things, can I be working on the spell?
Sure. There wasn't necessarily supposed to be a question mark at the end of that, but yes.
No, it's just look, I just enjoy the name Foe Slayer, and I feel it into the appropriate gravitas. Anyway, cool.
Would I be able to out here be able to start learning some of the spells from the 2 spell books I've got?
Oh yes, that is something you can do.
I can do it.
Yes, out here it will just be a matter of deciphering, because I believe you have the materials, correct?
What would consist the materials?
Ink and paper.
Ink and paper. Oh yeah, I think I should do.
Okay.
Unless they got destroyed when my body got disintegrated.
No, you should be fine. Okay. Queglod, I believe that is Felipe all updated. I'm just going to double check, make sure I've got this correct.
Okay, spell. I didn't think I'd get this far.
I hope you like the new buffs that Felipe has gotten from all of that. Wasn't an easy task, but you got there.
When you say buffs, all I imagine is just incredibly swole wings.
That needs to be updated, as does that. Yes, he got a +1 to his intelligence. It's now 3.
Next time Felipe is summoned, he just has like 10 times his muscle mass.
I mean-
Summons Felipe, like,
I mean,
no,
you're
no,
not-
no,
you're
no,
not
no,
wrong.
no,
And he looks like he's from fucking JoJo.
I mean, Queglod, do you remember previously what his strength was?
I believe his strength was about 16.
It was,
I can't
yes.
remember.
What is it now?
Yeah, it's now 26.
What?
Oh!
While in
Okay,
Big Felipe
Felipe, just
form.
go squawk.
While in Big Felipe form, yeah.
Squawk.
What happened to the
Doesn't
temporary
matter.
hit points?
We can have
Oh,
Big Felipe
hold on.
lift up a mountain if we want now.
Yeah. Not as a teeny tiny, but
No,
Oh
it's teeny
no!
tiny, but
Imagine
Big
if he
Felipe,
just has.
Big Felipe now has 26 strength and has also gained 6 more charisma, putting him at 24.
Damn it! What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Oh, Simon. Oh, of course it was that one.
Okay, so Felipe has now officially replaced both Sasha and Bern.
Sasha.
And
bring
Rook.
him out 3 times a day.
And Rook.
That moment
Oh,
when
and
Rook
Rook.
sits there, it's like, this bird is more charismatic than I am.
What character?
Bern- and stronger.
And stronger. Let cry.
Chris, just checking what spells. One of the books has all illusion spells, right? And the other one has.
Correct. You can either go from the tome and you can begin to decipher and relearn any of the illusion spells of your choice, or alternatively you can begin to decipher off of the
Of Kisrin.
off
Do I
of
know-
Kisrin's.
Do I know what spells there are that I can?
Off of Kisrin's one, I believe when we previously discussed it, it is the entirety of the Lich stat block spells
Right,
plus
yes.
3 others, which I need to
Plus
update.
3 others. Okay, I'll have a little look and I'll. Because how long are we going to be here?
You're going to be,
we say
given it's 3
immediately?
o'clock and it's midnight, you're probably looking. Wow, Simon, I just saw what you posted. That's so true.
Yeah. Okay.
You're probably looking at about 10, 11 hours.
And it's 50 gold pieces per level and an hour per level of spell,
Per
right?
level as well, yeah. So you can learn more spells. Granted, you can't prepare them today, but you can learn them.
Yeah. There's just a good chance for me to sit down and learn some spells.
Yeah. I'm just going to double check quickly which ones are in addition to this. For those who are creating spells, if you'd like to go ahead and give me your first roll. because this is every 2-hour time block, and you have 5 rolls. So, give me your first ones. Yes, there's a bit of housekeeping, but we'll take a break, and then after this, and then we'll carry on.
So it's just the one dice, right?
Just the 1 dice, no, just a d20, plus your modifier, which I will get in a moment. I can close Infernal and Sasha's character sheet. I can close that. I no longer need it. I no longer need the loot open. I no longer need Kyon and Deer open. I can close the spell list because I don't need that anymore. I can close characters because I've already done Blacktooth
Malcolm,
stuff.
did you say you were going to help out with this one?
So Sam, the new spells that the Lich knows: Steel Wind Strike.
Okay.
Dominate Monster ? I think that's not on the original stat block.
No.
Non-detection.
Oh no, it is. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Dominate monsters.
Non-detection, which is 3rd, and Absorb Soul, which is Veil Shaping, which is 2nd, and Winter's Claw, which is 1st.
Okay.
Which is also Veil Shaping.
Okay, so veil shaping ones are your custom stuff, isn't it?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Steel Wind Strike and non-detection of the other 2, as well as not Dominate Monster. Sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
and this.
Let me get up the crafting stuff real quick for you two. A little bit of housekeeping. And scroll all the way down past all of these spells. So many spells. Okay. Malcolm's Pocket Sanctuary. DC is 22. You have a +8. What was your total?
I didn't roll.
Go ahead. Roll. I need... Where's my spell crafting? That's not in the right place. There it is. +8 is 21. So that is a -1 fail.
Yep.
Which is gain 1 failure, but you still get the 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours of progress, 1 failure. No successes so far. And Sasha, what did you get?
Oh, I haven't rolled yet.
And this is Foe Slayer, correct?
Yep, that's
You
plus
have a +10. Yep.
So 21.
Putting you at 21. Your DC is 24, so that is a -3 fail. You get 1 failure, but 2 hours of progress.
Alright.
Roll again.
Sad times.
What is your spell called?
Foe Slayer.
28.
And Malcolm, you've got an extra roll to work with as well. 20.
First layer.
Foe Slayer.
Okay, that is a repair. Replace 1 failure with a success on you,
As
Sasha.
an enemy slayer. 1 success.
I got a lot failure.
2 + 8 is 10. Okay, I think that's... what's the DC for yours? 22?
22.
That is a 12 failure, which is misunderstood. You gain 3 failures, which can only be removed with successes, repair, or shortcut.
Yay!
So they...
Fucking
Alright. 3 failures. Put an asterisk there. Okay, next.
So, what did you say the 28 did? Is it just a normal
It
success?
turned your failure into a success.
Wait. Oh god.
Oof.
Bad times. When you want to have yourself a shit old time. Bad.
-6 and -10. -6 is gain 2 errors, or 2 failures. And the -10 is misplaced. You have misplaced a component which you must locate, worth no more than 50 GP, which I will distinct as part of the spell. You will need a arrowhead made of black steel. As you do not have the component, you cannot progress any further until you acquire it. That is all.
I will.
That is all you can do on Foe Slayer, and you need 50 GP cost.
Okay.
Malcolm,
Cost.
with your one, you got 16, which is a -6, which is gaining 2 additional failures. So you're on 5 total at the moment.
I'm never gonna finish this spell.
Oh, you've done 6 hours of progress so far out of 35, so you know.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really hard for me to get.
It is. Like I said, it's a 1 in 4 chance for you to succeed, so you're gonna accrue a lot of failures.
Which means that
Can he get help?
No. If anybody tries to help him, they will basically accrue 50% additional time. So if he spends 2 hours working on the spell, he'll get 3 because somebody's helping him, but he won't get any bonuses to the rolls or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Just so you know, Chris, I've got Detect Magic, Illusory Dragon, and need a 3rd level.
Non-detection?
Non-detection is tempting. Non-detection 3rd level?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's 8 hours of I'm immune to divination. Yeah. Suck it, nerds.
What skill was that? Oh, I could go for a 6th level illusion.
Or you could go for a 6th level illusion. It's abjuration for non-detection.
Okay.
If you're interested in that. So if you want to keep working on it, Sudz, go ahead and give me one more roll. You've got 2 more rolls ahead of you, so this will be one of them. Natural 20. There we go.
I actually succeeded.
That is a total of 32, which is a plus 10. Which is extra supplies. You find stored ingredients from before. You may spend up to on 50 GP of components to overcome miscalculation, but not misplace unless you already know it. These can be used later for a different spell, if not now. So you get 50 GP covered already.
Can I buy a black steel arrowhead?
No, because in this situation it would be for it'll be for the other spell. So go ahead and give me one final roll, please. Plus 8 is 22. That is a dead-on success, which is you gain 1 success.
I more meant as in the hour it takes for him to do that. Could I go and buy an arrowhead?
From where? You're in the middle of nowhere. Are you walking back to Clonendir? That's a 7 dead.
Oh, wait. Where are we at the moment? Oh,
we're
right.
next to the mountain.
We're next to the mountain, waiting for your meteorite to strike.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for that, so I had no idea. I thought we were still in Oregon for some reason.
No, you're not in Oregon. No, you're.
Sitting here wasting time.
Yeah.
For the meteor to turn up.
Hey, Rook. I don't suppose you've got any more black steel left on you, do you?
No. Let me have a look at my inventory. I know I've got black steel something. Oh no, I don't have dark steel tools. Nope.
Worth a try.
No.
What? No. What? Just make sure.
Okay. Just gonna write that down. Black steel arrowhead, just so I know for later. So.
Disguise. I'm an illusion wizard that doesn't know disguise self.
You're a fucking failure.
Don't worry,
right.
I now know disguise self.
Cool. All right, as you proceed to concentrate, the night grows dark. The land around you goes cold. Kevlar has been busy hunting mice.
Good boy.
He comes back. You finish working on your spell. Malcom prepares dinner. Dinner is made as you are sat there waiting and watching. The wind is still high, but the land around you is just cold. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Everyone who is looking for the meteorite. Anybody who is not and is looking for something else, please state so, as we will be taking a break shortly.
You're coming shortly.
You're the opposite of that.
Oh, I've
So-
now got a falcon heart.
Why are you
Oh,
rolling?
are we rolling
Sarge?
something?
What happened?
Why are you rolling?
I got a 20.
I don't know.
It landed on a 4 and then you kept rolling.
I wasn't.
It rolled for me. It just landed on a 4 and then it kept rolling.
Yeah, I wasn't pressing any buttons. It just decided to keep rolling for some reason.
Okay, now give me another roll. Yeah, just because I saw the 4 and it's mean to give you the 4. It's mean to take away the 4, but then give you 14, but at the same time push the 4 onto you. So we'll just base it on another roll. 16. Okay, so Elsyan.
Yep.
What was your
Dirty
total?
20.
Dirty 20. All right, Rook.
Dirty 20.
Sasha.
I don't know what we're rolling here. Everyone else
Perception.
was rolling. I just rolled. Oh, that's a perception. That's a perception. That's 14.
Okay, Malcom.
Just being specific, I am not looking for the meteor. I am looking for anybody that might any other peoples around.
Okay.
I don't want to get I don't want to get ambushed by randoms, and that's 27.
Okay. Bern?
Nat 20.
What was that?
Nat 20.
Ah, nat 20. Perfect. For a total of?
Probably just 25.
Okay. Queglod?
21.
Okay, good rolls across the board. Looking up into the sky, you look around the stars. There are no clouds in sight. Given that that the wet weather has otherwise been cleared away by the strong winds, you look around. The skies above, the stars kind of glistening, the 3 moons, they're present. One full, the other 2 kind of waning away. You look around and across, and you notice one star is getting larger than the others. For the natural 20 and those who rolled above 20, or with the DC 20. You notice one is getting larger than most. That's probably your one that you're waiting and looking for. Malcom, as you're looking around, you don't see any of the other factions. Not at all. Looking out across the horizon, granted it's dark, so your dark vision only goes out about 120 feet at most. You don't see anybody nearby who would be your enemy. Given it's nearing a full moon, probably be a little bit light out, you don't see any others though. Okay.
Back.
Alright. We're going to take a quick few minute break there, and then we will proceed to witness the crash of the meteorite and what will happen thereafter.
Death.
Yes, death.
Destruction. Violence.
Sunflowers.
Murder.
Sunflowers.
Yep.
Sunflowers. Sunflowers?
Sunflowers.
Have you played Total Warhammer or Total War Warhammer 2?
I have.
Oh,
Blood for the blood god. Sunflowers.
Yep.
Wait, what?
No,
Yeah,
That
that's,
doesn't feel very cool to me.
go and if you want to see it, either I'll live stream it to you at some point. But when you play Norska, they just go Norska, blood for the blood god, sunflowers.
Yeah, some random guy off in the back. Sunflowers.
It's a wonderful thing. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Take a quick break.
Okay, right. You're back.
I love Sunflower Man.
A third spell. I need a 3rd level illusion spell.
Oh, I only just wanted Dawn Seekers and saw the bird.
I know.
No, 5th. Major image or hypnotic pattern.
What? Bird.
That's me. Hypnotic pattern.
Yeah.
Hypnotic pattern.
I forgot about that.
Like, don't get me wrong, Major Image is really good, but you know, it really depends on how you use it.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to that, which... Okay, I can now learn one more. That's...
I think I can cast that, I think.
I can have one more.
Yes, I
standard
can.
First level spell. First level spell.
Can.
You know what? I'm a wizard that doesn't know magic missile. What's wrong with me?
Terrible.
Level magic missile. Run away, bitch. Just try it.
I mean, I love magic missile because it's just so... Fuck you. Oh, okay, they've got a massive AC, but they're not a wizard, therefore they don't know shields. Fuck your armor. I
Nice.
Fuck you. Fuck your armor. Fuck your mum.
Fuck your mum. Fuck your mum.
Color spray.
My mum was a pod.
Create your image,
Oh,
suggest
God.
your image.
What are you saying about mum? Mum was a pod in Everest.
Born on a mountain. Mumfist. I need to look that rant up, actually.
What?
I like how type in TTS mum and it just goes TT mum Everest.
Oh, God.
You don't want to fight? Right into your reliquary, you scrouder.
Back in a second, guys.
I'll slap your shit. This is where the mum's done. I slapped your shit, I swear I'm my mum. My mum was a tube. A tube of my fucking Everest. Fuck. Mom Everest! You know what? I'm just gonna this is just great. I fucking love this series.
Okay. I'm going to.
We're gonna get some food. Be right back.
No worries.
I am back.
No
Hi, back.
worries.
I'm Sam. I saw
No,
that
you're
coming.
not. No, you're
I
not.
like gravy.
I like gravy as well, Jamie.
I like gravy.
I
Alright.
freaking.
So we're
love
missing
gravy.
Sudz, we're missing Harlan. Simon, you here? Missing Simon
No.
as well. Infernal?
Also,
Yeah. No, he's just gone for food.
Ah, I see.
Food.
It's really quiet. It's really quiet. What?
Mom, tube.
To Mount Everest. What Mount Everest?
Fuck.
Forget you ever. I want to.
I'll watch it after.
Forget this ever happened, please and thank you.
Alright.
Oh.
So,
Right, okay, just to give you the full rundown of what I've got. I've
Okay.
got, as my brand new spells, I've got Detect Magic, because I'm a wizard that didn't have Detect Magic. I am ashamed. Actually, what level is Detect Magic?
first.
First, good. Okay. So, for some reason, my brain was fucking me up there. Oh, it's Dispel Magic. I was thinking that's the third level, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, also have Dispel Magic.
And I mean, I believe Dispel Magic. I don't have Dispel Magic yet. I don't have a spell book with Dispel Magic in. So
Oh, that's fine. I'll teach you.
no, you will not.
Does the Lich one not have Dispel Magic and Counterspell?
You're right. It does. I do apologize, but I'll do them later.
Yeah. That's fine.
But I've got. After that, I've got Illusory Dragon, which is hard, which all the costs and time is hard thanks to me being Illusion Wizard.
Mhm.
I've got Disguise Self, Illusory Script, Silent Image, and Hypnotic Pattern, which are also everything is halved.
Mhm.
And then I've got Magic Missile, and that should take me up the 9 hours, I want to say, we're waiting.
Yep, that's
If-
fine.
And I just need to put in the costs for.
Okay.
Right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Now that we have everybody here, I believe Infernal, you're here?
Infernal?
Nope, Infernal's not back yet.
Son of. And my money has disappeared. I apparently had a lot of ink and parchment on me.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the parchment will be for my own book, won't it? Or for my own section of the Tome of the Third Mind.
For the most part, I still have the cost in there because you've still got to technically add pages to it.
Yeah.
Write notes to
But-
decipher
no,
it and
I
then
get it.
translate it, and then
Yeah, it's a mechanics thing. I get it. I get why.
yeah,
Just so I don't sit down and go, I know all the spells.
yeah,
I know in some systems you can actually just straight up swap out spell books.
Yeah.
Just use other spell books if you wanted.
yeah. You've just got to know how their system works for writing the spells out. Yeah, I'm very curious about the Order of Scribes in Tasha's. That's one that I want to look up and see if that's got something interesting to do with spell
That's
books.
one I keep looking at. That I keep getting distracted by Wild Barbarian, Wild Sorcerer, Wild Magic Barbarian.
I
Also,
love the sound
again,
of that
Again, no spoilers, but yeah.
so much.
All right, Infernal, you here yet? Nope. All right, we're moving on. I said 5 minutes. It's been about 7. So,
He's going to send the mafia after you.
it's fine. They can arrive. They can cook me
All
dinner.
right, please.
They'll join the
They'll
queue.
arrive late, just like Infernal. Alright.
Nice.
Alright. So, as you're all kind of standing there, you see the star up ahead as it grows brighter and brighter. What do you do?
Dab.
Okay, Rook dabs.
I'm just I'm gonna stare at it. Actually, don't know.
Can I use
Is it
Mage
a
Hand
good
to
idea?
slap Rook around the back of the head?
Sure.
Oh.
Kevlar
Is
starts
there any way
dabbing.
that we can?
Yes,
Is there any way that we
go.
can figure out its
You taught my
trajectory?
son!
Cool.
Sasha starts to floss.
What were you doing, Queglod?
Oh, God.
Good, dental hygiene is important.
Do we have any way of trying to figure out its trajectory? It seems like it's just kind of
Falling.
a light that is getting bigger at this point, which would make it difficult. But
I'd say... Does anybody have at least... okay, hold on. I'll just look at my stats. Elsyan, make me a check with disadvantage. If you roll if you roll 2 natural 20s, you'll be able to figure out the trajectory at this stage.
2 natural 20s.
Okay.
Have fun with that.
Alright, let's see.
Okay, right. Just give me a moment. I need a moment.
I'm focusing in on this.
I know, right?
I bless these dice by the power of Queglod's old lady-ness.
So
Mask,
then,
help me!
No pressure. Don't mess this up. We're waiting
Now.
on you.
I listened to him. I shouldn't have listened to him.
Hey, you kept scrolling a second later.
That was a 2. It's a 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I failed,
7.
Matt. Chris, that's what the important thing. Yeah. I failed, but there were no natural ones.
That's
so-
true. You look up. You see the meteorite coming towards you. It's a meteorite. Alright.
I don't know how to do astrological trajectories. That's maths.
You begin
I
to watch
was
it
a
as,
shit.
as it gets brighter, but you do see a trail on it. We're about 10-20 minutes as it gets lighter, and there is a trail. The sky around you begins to get brighter.
Okay, so it's not going to come crashing down on us, is it?
It's got a trail. No. If it didn't have a trail, then you start panicking.
Okay, can we try and start moving? Not exactly like towards the trail, but try and like I don't want to get to the point where it's gonna land on top of us. But can we start heading towards where the trail is adjacent to, parallel to? You know what I mean? Like it's facing
Following
away.
the trail to the direction it should be going. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say everyone go ahead and make me an intelligence check with disadvantage, please.
Oh.
Sasha, I'm not sure if a natural 20 will help you here, so don't bother.
Hey, no, it's
Okay.
funny.
Well, I got 2
Ah!
3s.
I got a natural 1. That is a bright rock. Yes.
Queglod, did
Just
you roll?
flat intelligence.
Yeah, that's for flat intelligence. That's 17.
Yeah, flat intelligence. Flat intelligence,
I
17.
believe that would count as a -5.
10.
Okay.
5. Alright. And yours is closest on 22, I believe,
22.
Malcolm? Okay. You look up, you get a general idea of where it's going. You can try and lead in that direction. Whether you'll be accurate or not is another matter.
It's
But-
my first try.
You'll try first?
It's my first try.
Do you wish to try and follow your instinct?
Have we equated for the gravitational pull on it? Sorry, I don't know where the hell that come from.
What about the Coriolis?
Rook, Rook, are you okay? Your
No.
head
Rook
looks
just
like
starts bleeding from the nose.
No, resumes dab. Can't
Shit.
cope.
He must bring his intelligence down.
Oh, Sam. A class that does
What?
damage to itself to increase its stats. I
That
take
is
20.
dreadful.
I take
And
30
it's
points
only
of
used
psychic
for
damage
one
so
shot.
that I could have a 25 in my charisma for this one attack.
Oh my god.
That is a one-shot class if ever I've heard one.
I know. Alright.
Give yourself a brain trauma.
Along with what's that bard college, Chris?
College of
the-
Dreams.
College of Dreams. Yeah,
While he's not here.
While he's not here. Just imagine if that summoned him. Sorry, I heard you.
Oh,
I heard you were talking shit.
oh, Okay, I see.
Hmm?
Is that the one that you actually?
College.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is.
it is.
Yes. It's a deep places, yes.
All right.
Can't
So,
believe I actually did that.
okay. So, Malcolm, do you wish to try and follow your instincts and try and guide yourself towards it? Whew.
Yes.
Dodged that one.
Huh.
Nothing. So, you're going to try and follow your instinct.
Yes.
Make me a survival check with disadvantage, please. Not because your
Alright.
instinct is wrong, but because you're going to have to correct it partway through.
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
Ah,
No. Let's see.
12 minus 5 is 7.
Sure.
Okay. You begin running in the direction you believe the trail is going to go, and as you're kind of watching, the rest of you watch as Malcolm is kind of leading the way. You all follow suit at a decent travel pace as you're going. You're not watching where you're going. You're just trying to follow the trail as best you can, trying to run in that general direction. As you do, you're moving over the flats. You look up, and suddenly you've kind of lost your headway, and you begin to like spin around and look. Elsyan, you kind of see as it has veered off to the left by a fair distance. Either it's being pulled by something, or it changed trajectory.
It's alive,
Interesting.
or something's
Okay.
pulling that place. Do have
Um,
a big magnet,
Hmm.
Sasha.
give me a fucking second. I just had a terrible idea.
No. We'll just kill whoever gets to it first if it's not us.
Yes. I wonder what attracts a meteor.
You
Can
have
I
an
cast
idea?
Blade Barrier on a fucking meteorite?
Another sexy meteor.
What's the distance on Blade Barrier?
That's what it is.
It's only 90 foot, so no.
The meteorite is the star is otherwise traveling overhead, but it is otherwise getting larger and larger very quickly, and the sky around you is getting brighter and brighter, almost like it's nearly daylight. You kind of look around in this situation. Go ahead and give me another intelligence check, people. Sasha, you may now try. It is not with disadvantage, however.
Oh,
It is a flat
okay,
intelligence
let's
roll.
remember.
No, that's fine.
Shit,
You're
my
trying to
sorry,
pick
my
up the
Ah,
dice, and it's not
crit.
working. Yeah.
I did
Bam.
one better. Whoops, that was an accidental 19.
Ah,
The 6.
so
No,
close. I don't suppose I could make an argument for
Banjo
it's a
try?
fiery thing and connected to a Turan.
Nope. It's not connected to
Worth
a
a try.
Turan.
It's gonna be.
It's
anything,
gonna
but
be,
not
but
at
it's
the
not
moment.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is time really?
Natural 20 for a total of?
It's just flat intelligence in it, so it'd be +1, +5, so 26.
26. Looking up, you get a general bead on where it's going. You know roughly where it's headed. You see a large mountain off to one portion, and you begin to hurtle yourself in that direction, traveling. Are you going to travel at a slow pace, a rushed pace, or are you sprinting?
Guys, shall we move fast?
We don't need to
I
be
don't want to sprint, but
Yeah.
it's
I
a bit faster.
Okay, well, I'll
I
sprint,
can
but
have-
it's going to be a slow sprint because Sasha's little legs.
I can have Felipe carry us if we want, as much as
Yes.
possible.
Let's get Buff Felipe out. Ugh.
Okay.
Should we wait until
Yeah.
land?
We can make our own like workout mix, like workout drink, based on Felipe.
What did you say, Ben?
Maybe
Felipe
wait with
boost.
Hold on, Harlan. What are you going to say, Ben?
So maybe wait with Felipe before, like, when it's about to land, and then we can use Felipe to get there fast.
Yeah, that could be a good idea. Do we have a sense of how long it's likely to take to land?
It was about 3 hours journey to the base of the mountain from your current position because you decided to stop early. So on the back of Felipe, it'll probably take you about, given Felipe's speed, given the size, and the fact that you don't need to necessarily worry about traveling at max speed, double dashing, probably be looking at about 15 minutes of air travel. It looks like it's probably going to crash, given its own speed, where it's overtaken you very quickly. Probably about 5-10 minutes to land.
How long
Okay,
does
so
Felipe-
I think we should.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Felipe will still have plenty of time after that.
How long does he last?
Hmm?
How long is
About
Felipe?
an hour. But
Oh, okay.
I have
Three of them now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Long time.
Yep.
Buff Felipe is the new MVP.
Well, then go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, I will.
You-
I will embiggen Felipe.
As you swing out your lantern, you watch as Felipe grows and swells in size. The heavy armor plating's wrapping around the wingspan, the back, and the head of Felipe. You see the talons and the beak are especially sharp, with what looks to be these dark metal coatings that wrap over the claws and the beak itself. As Felipe is different, the shadowy essence kind of flowing off of Felipe, and you watch as this happens. Queglod's armor immediately gets wrapped in this kind of veil of the traditional wingless armaments. The kind of the shawl and the shawl, mantle, and cloak, along with the full hood in this dark black and purple with the raven feathers kind of flowing off of them, as well as what looked to be a plague doctor's almost porcelain mask adorning her face, but not covering her mouth, only her nose and eyes.
God, I hope I want to be Queglod when I grow up.
I'm tempted to. Is the Raven Queen taking like applications?
The party's like,
We
can I
wanna
Modi
join the
class
Raven
too?
No, consider, is Queglod taking applications?
Oh, man.
Possibly, we can talk.
Queglod,
about it.
but my patron.
We should probably get moving for the time being. Time's a waste.
You all hop on, and given the speed of Felipe, you otherwise travel at good speed, traveling towards it, and with your successful intelligence check there, Rook, you guide your party towards it. You watch as the meteorite impacts. There is a flash of light and a loud boom, which you hear, followed by a rush of a shockwave. Given how quickly you got there, I would like everybody to make me a strength saving throw, please.
Just to hold on. Also, I must say, I love the idea of traveling at the speed of Felipe.
Is Felipe making one as well?
Felipe is making one as well, yes.
Cool. I think he would struggle to. You never know. actually.
Okay. Bern?
19.
Okay. Rook?
15.
Elsyan?
11.
Sasha?
23.
Malcom?
4.
Queglod?
8.
Felipe?
15.
Sasha, you're the only one who succeeds.
Huh.
Not so good when the person I'm riding, the bird I'm riding, that also sounds not great.
Kevlar succeeds with a 21. Neat.
That's the best boy.
Yep. So Sasha, you and Kevlar are going to be taking half damage. And
That's
you
fine.
take 21 points of force damage, as your ears are otherwise drummed by this effect. As you are pushed back slightly, you kind of cling onto Felipe's feathers, as everybody who is affected by this falls prone, including Felipe.
Oh, fuck.
I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw for
Do I
Felipe,
take 21
please.
damage or do I take 10 damage?
You take 21 damage, as does Kevlar. Everybody else takes 42.
Oh, everyone else takes. Oh,
Oh,
spicy.
we did 22. Okay.
How much? 21.
We're falling
You take
on the ground.
42. Sasha and Kevlar took 21, which was half of the 42 damage that I rolled.
Guys, that was half my health right there.
That was just a flesh wound.
No, it isn't. Looking at Elsyan's now mangled body. Having great pain.
Kevlar looks up. I'm fine. Yes.
Ah,
Yes,
ah,
yes.
You're
Loud,
amazing, yes.
loud boom, explosion, fun.
Help me! Why
Yeah.
are we falling?
At which
Oh,
point,
right.
Save to be
Feli-
good.
dexterity
Ah.
saving throw
Felipe.
for Queglod, or for Felipe, please.
69.
Okie dokie.
Oof, I just heard a 69 in there. Nice.
Nice.
9 HP.
That's an 11.
Nice.
That's an
I
11.
have.
Felipe begins to attempt to right himself. Given the height you were traveling at to try and get a better bead on this, Felipe begins to roll, and some of you begin to try and grab on as best you can. I would like everyone to make me a strength saving throw, please, to grab on, with the exception of Sasha and Kevlar, who have succeeded, given the shockwave.
I feel like
Phenomenal strength.
this is Elsyan bullying.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, good strength.
Okay. Bern,
14.
you hold on. Rook,
23.
You hold on. Elsyan,
21.
you succeed. You hold on. Malcom,
17.
okay. You hold on. And Queglod,
6.
6.
It's fine.
You
I
fall
have a
off,
fly speed in this
but
form.
you watch as she falls off. You all like panic, and Felipe doesn't bat an eye. As Felipe's wings spread out, he manages to catch himself just before he hits the ground. As you watch as Queglod's cloak billows out, and these large, like raven feather, tattered wings pull themselves outwards from her, as she now has a fly speed in this form.
God, I so want to be Queglod when I grow old.
Hold on, Felipe. I'm gonna have him slow down to a speed that I can catch up and fly back on.
Yeah. As
I can
you
fly, and I'm still jealous.
as you go to say that, your words do not come out, but with the telepathic connection, Felipe slows, as you are all deafened for a minute, with the exception of Kevlar and Sasha. As you kind of shake your heads, all of your ears are just ringing. Little bits of blood kind of bleeding down the outside of your eardrums for some of you who have
that's
taken
not
more
good.
damage.
Ow.
How much?
No, this is
feeling.
this is the damage you took earlier, but you're deafened for the time being. So you kind of shout, but nothing happens, as you do not hear anything. Kind of the muffled.
I'm not
nature.
thinking it's all like flashbang high pitched
Yes,
noise.
that.
All this kind of,
Exactly.
Yeah, noise.
But as you begin to kind of make your way closer, you can see there is a massive fire that has just wrapped itself around the crater of this site.
Can I like jump off of hold on.
Buff Felipe.
I need to double check something before I continue talking.
Yeah, there are no wild shapes that are faster than Felipe. I will add that. We double checked.
I'm not looking for one that's fast.
Yeah, because you won't be able to keep up with Felipe traveling at dash speed. It's 200 feet per round.
That's perfectly fine. Felipe can do Felipe thing. Okay.
Elsyan, can you hear me?
I am in great pain. I'll be fine. Just ignore my 5 broken ribs.
Only 5.
Somehow, it doesn't.
All
take
right,
much
you
to
big
give me-
baby.
Sorry, I'm not wearing a metal suit.
Doesn't necessarily make it any
metal?
better, but
Made of dragon.
Same. My point stands even more so.
Chris, can I cast life transference, please?
go ahead. You proceed to do that. Tell Sam how much he heals by, and you take the damage. You were going to try something, Malcom, or no?
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn into the young white.
A what?
Young white. Dragon.
Young white.
Yeah, I was double checking to see if I had if I wanted
Ooh,
it
28.
into
28,
the other
thank
one that I can turn into, but actually, do I? Actually, yes, I will turn into a young black dragon.
Okay. Do I have the tile for this? Don't think you've seen a no.
Seen a black dragon.
You've seen a black
yeah.
dragon, yeah, because you went to the thing. Where's my black dragon tile? There it is. Right, not that big. Get the right size first and add it to your little menagerie down here. Reset. Copy pasta. There you go.
Yeah.
As you turn into a young black dragon, the kind of the dark-scaled exterior, the large horns reaching round from the front as you fly down, separating off from Felipe as you do so. You begin to fly along, travelling towards this site. As you begin to get close, each of you see what looks to be forms on the outside of the crater looking in. Large forms. I would like... actually, no, I'd say Elsyan and Malcom, the two of you see what looks to be earth elementals and fire elementals. What looks to be heating up the rock around it, peeling it off and throwing it into the crater.
Interesting.
You've flown up a little ways above, and you're no longer deafened at this point.
How many earth and fire elementals?
Uh.
Huh?
Hmm. 16. Okay, so it's. Okay, that's not. How far away is the crater from where we are?
At this point, you'd probably get there within a round. So it's up to you whether you guys want to hover, whether you guys want to just dive bomb them. What do you want to do?
How many are there?
So it's like 30 feet.
Make me a perception check.
It's like 30 feet.
This will be burn only.
It's like 30 feet.
30 feet what?
Or from how far the crater is, where these things are.
Yeah, it's about a round away, which is like 200 feet, because you're dashing, and you're flying.
Oh yeah, what's my flight speed?
Perception total?
No.
No.
3.
There's a few of them, but then there's fire around here. There's a few of them. You don't know.
So, but like we can all roughly see what's going on.
You can see earth and fire elementals working together, strangely enough, breaking off bits of rock and throwing them into the center. From this angle, kind of looking down, you can see there's a piled up mound of this rock, and you can see a slight glowing pulse as you see red veins rushing around the outside of the rock.
I just remembered what this is.
I just learned a thingy.
Which is?
I can actually speak common as dragon now. Young black dragons are the only dragons that understand common.
Nice.
I get the feeling they're the only dragons that are willing to learn it, just so they can mock, like, normal humanoids.
Don't crush his dreams, Sam. They're just smarter than others. Alright.
Look, that one almost beat Elsyan in a game of Dragon. Right?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. They're pompous and they're jerks like Elsyan.
This is why I get along with them so well. Like, out of all the dragons, they hold, thematic ones, they hold themselves the highest above humanoids.
So, what would you like to do, party? At this point, because you haven't said you're dive bombing them or anything like that, you are currently holding your position. So you are currently hovering maybe about 120 feet above. They don't seem to have noticed, or they don't care. It's one of the two.
Right.
How
Can
much
I?
meat do you need?
Right.
How much meat do you need?
We only need a little bit. I will say this. I'm pretty sure that what's down there is an elemental overlord.
Right. Okay. We were warned about elementals.
Yeah. Chris, am I right in saying that? Because like,
You've never
that
met
did
one
come
before,
up.
you wouldn't know.
But I did research on it.
True. In which case, you'd know this isn't an elemental overlord.
Nice.
Elemental
Okay.
overlords are specifically made of crystalline glass from the lower depths in the Underdark.
Okay. It's not an elemental overlord, but it's got a weird elemental thingy.
Can
I-
Does it look fire-based?
Looks weirdly fire and earth based. What were you going to do, Sudz?
I wanted to, since we're here and not over there where we were, I haven't actually been able to take a look and see if there are anything coming towards this other than us. So
Make me
I
a
would like
perception
to do
check.
that. Nope.
Nope.
That's a. Why do I get nat once? That's a 7.
Nope. You look around, you don't see anybody, you don't see anything.
I hate. Oh well.
Shall we go in?
Sure.
Offensively? Prepare for anything?
Okay. I just need to ask a question, Chris.
Hmm?
Because of technically on the material plane, most elementals count as summoned. Would these be summoned elementals, or would they be
They're native.
native?
I have in how I have it. If you summon an elemental through the create elemental spell, it's a summoned one. If it's one that lives here because of a planar existence, it's not its home plane, but it isn't summoned. If that makes sense. So you can still cast banishment on it and send it home, but what you can't do is say use anti-magic sphere, and then they disappear.
You know me so well, Chris.
I do. As your
So are we going in?
What's the game plan? Do we need to clear these out and have a long time with the meteor, or do we want to just get in, carve a chunk off, and leave?
What are we? Are we doing smash and grab, or are we cleaning these out so we can do things carefully?
Yeah.
As you're having this kind of light discussion, you watch as one of the elementals grabs a rock and just throws it in. As it does so, you watch as what looks to be this fissure line of this light red energy shoots towards it and pulls it in. As it otherwise goes inert, you watch as any glow from its presence just collapses as it rolls into the center of the crater.
Smash and grab.
Yeah. Can we do like what we did with the eggs for the griffin?
Oh,
Is
I
that
got
a thing we could
disconnected.
do?
We can still hear you, though, Sudz.
When you say do you mean the energy from the outside, from
From the glowing core in the center, which seems to be swiftly covering over with rock.
Right, we need to get to that core.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
I think.
Quick thing. Will that core kill us? Is that like a? Is it like just molten rock and it's going to kill us?
No, it looks. It's an essence of fire and earth. Whatever it is, it looks powerful / strong. Whatever it is. If this is the meteorite, then potentially this has been a flaming hot star and it's landed on here. If anything, it could be several thousand degrees. You don't know.
Oh God.
Can we just take out the elementals so we can investigate this thing?
Yeah. You alright.
You initiating combat?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Before we do, no, after you, sir.
We could try the arcane gate thing, but there's too many here to banish them all.
But how many are there roughly?
we don't know.
At this closer
Bunch.
range, looking around, now, given the one that's gone, about 12. About 6 fire and 5 earth now. You watch as another one of the fires is hit by a red fissure and otherwise tugged in as the fire essence just kind of smulches into this gooey pile and slides down into the center.
How many fire ones?
5. 5
Five.
each now.
Alright. What if I just used an 8th level banish and got rid of all of the fire elementals?
That could work.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's not the earth to deal with, but we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Are we generally on board with going in now?
Yes. Let's
Okay.
go.
As you're kind of preparing to initiate this, you watch as another one of the earth elementals is struck and pulled in. It's
Okay.
getting quicker.
Okay.
Let's get moving.
Yeah, the moment I'm in range, I'm casting an 8th level banishment to catch all 5 fire elementals.
Okay. You fly down, otherwise, within range, the forms immediately notice you, and then they ignore you. As you cast the 8th level banishment, hitting all 5 fire elementals, DC is...
18.
Okay, let's look at a fire elemental stats.
Charisma, I
I'm pretty
believe.
sure all of them are all of that is a fail, given their atrocious rolls. But you know, you never know. They might have like a +7.
-2.
Do they?
It might have. I think they might have a 7.
Look, I can live and hope. Take me to E in the alphabet book. No, I don't want to look at elves. They suck. Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Oh no, fire elementals -2. Yeah, they all fail. The highest was a 14. Do they have magic resistance?
see.
No.
Extra spicy.
You watch as they all dissipate as you're now concentrating on your 8th level banishment. All of them are gone, at which point you watch as 2 of the red beams immediately streak out and strike each of the 2 earth elementals. Next.
When they're in range, I wanted to use my breath weapon on preferably 2 of the earth elementals at the same time.
Okay.
But since it's only 2 of them, it's a 30-foot line.
30-foot line, hitting 2 of them. Save.
Save is dexterity.
Fail and fail, probably. Highest is a 14.
Succeed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a DC 14.
I'm assuming a 7 doesn't succeed, though.
No.
Okay,
It's
so one
D4.
succeeds. Damage?
I need 11 d8. 1, 2.
Black dragons are acid, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Melty, melty.
Come on, I'm trying to drag a box here. Uh, 55.
Okay. You watch as one of them gets hit badly, as otherwise the acid begins to burn and melt away at the rock and the sediment as it peels apart. The other one getting splashed and hit for it as it otherwise moves slightly out of the way, but shields itself with one of its arms, which proceeds to lightly fall to one side, off of its body. Okay. Next person wants to try something?
I smash my spear into the one. Is the one he hit destroyed, or is it still up?
It's hurt, but it's not destroyed. No.
I'll ram it with my spear.
Okay, 2 attacks. Hit and
Does that count?
Well,
it counts as
yeah,
well.
plus 12.
Plus 12, 20, yeah, hits. Yeah.
So,
God, that thing hits better than Rook does.
I think it's a magical
Damage less so.
+1 or +2 weapon. Plus he's got 22
Uh,
charisma. 38 damage. Okay. It hits the surface of the one that's injured, otherwise ploughing into and pile driving into the side of the earth elemental, making this massive crack through it, but not completely destroying it. It is very badly
plus
hurt.
12, by the way.
Plus 12? Yeah, that wouldn't be enough to kill it, but it's a good chunk. I think it's on like 10 hit points. Alright. It is very badly wounded. Next.
I guess I'll have Felipe make an Eldritch Plume attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the attacks, please.
There are at least 3 left still, right?
There's 2 left. One that's very badly wounded and can probably be killed with 1 shot. The other...
Yeah, one
Is-
against him then, and the
Okay.
other 2 against.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, so...
That one makes another one.
Nice. Okay. First one hits and kills the elemental as the force strikes against the surface of it. You watch as it cracks and shatters behind the bits of rock falling back into the crater and rolling down. As the other one, the 2 more large black feathers otherwise dive and strike the other one, again leaving these holes where it carves through as the force damage hits and strikes it. That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is +7, so that is 29 force damage.
Plus another 7 because that's both of them, plus because
Oh,
it's 7
yes,
to each.
true.
Yeah, so 36.
That's the point.
Spicy.
36
Okay.
force
Spicy,
damage, striking
spicy
against
indeed.
Is that Felipe's damage?
Yeah.
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 Felipe's charisma went
Felipe
up, so
coming
and
at
he
you.
adds his charisma to the.
For what it's worth, the crit was a 39 to hit.
Yes, it hits.
That hits him and his friend.
He hasn't got any friends left. You
oh,
killed
yeah,
the
he
other one.
was born from feels that.
Okay,
I suppose I may as well do Eldritch Blast while I'm here.
go ahead.
If there's one still standing.
Yeah, there's one still standing. So
Yeah.
your action.
Got some holes in him, so I'll
Tink, tink, tink.
Try and,
Go ahead.
burst those open further.
That is.
Well, that's sad.
Miss, hit for sure. 1 plus
Mhm.
5, 6 damage. Okay, it hits. It does damage, and otherwise does a fair bit versus the rocky exterior, but otherwise doesn't do more than you would have hoped. Next, I believe
Something like-
Rook and Elsyan are the last 2 to go.
I can't really do much, a bit out of my range, so
Okay.
if we do get close, I'll hold my action, but otherwise I'm not really gonna.
Otherwise,
do
you
a
dab.
Yeah,
Got it.
How many is
Yeah.
left?
1.
Is that just one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do fireball and just that one.
Wow!
Oh, you bastard.
That's a natural 20 on the saving throw. For a total of 24. It succeeds.
I hate it.
Okay, how much damage is that?
That's still 86.
8d6 fire damage halved. So it's still a fair bit.
33.
33, halved to 16. Okay. The fireball hits it, doing a fair chunk of damage. As you watch as another red tether reaches up and strikes it, pulling it in.
Well, shit.
Good.
Okay, right.
I don't want to know what that red tether does.
Right. I'm just going to say, guys, I'm concentrating on this and I really don't want to fail in it, so whatever happens, just keep me away from it.
Okay, stay on Felipe. I'll have him fly a little ways out of range.
Ooh, nasty.
That would be good.
Okay. You watch as the form below, as the core wraps in. There's a moment of tenseness as you look down and you see the rock form beginning to just fold in and the red veins beginning to form over the surface of it, as this molten rock begins to form. Earth elementals are no longer on the initiative order. Fire elementals technically still are, because you're concentrating on banishment. Okay. It's in this moment, as you look down, you watch as a large portion of the rock reaches up in what looks to be the form of a hand and grabs onto the side of the crater. The hand is probably about 25-30 feet wide.
Oh, yes.
Great.
I would like
Meteorite
everyone
fight.
to roll me initiative, as you are all fighting a meteorite golem.
I love this guy. How do I get
This
7 of
is a
them?
giant? Gargantuan? Or what?
This is
Oh,
gargantuan, but technically it's still a 4x4. Otherwise, this thing is about 120 feet tall when it stands upright.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
Oh, my initiative's low.
I don't suppose it's significantly weakened by the fact it's mostly Earth Elemental now.
No, it did, however, take a ton of damage because you took away 6 of its siphons.
Nice, thank
Yeah,
you.
you.
So it's before we do get something from zone
You
order.
did about 100-ish damage to it by taking away 6 of its siphons.
Yay!
Very nice.
Let me guess, this thing is still terrifying.
I mean, it's
Nobody wants-
it's massive and it's now beginning its turn. It has disadvantage on its initiative because you guys are definitely
Oh,
got the
Jesus,
edge on it.
do this higher.
Yeah. For the purposes of this, I'm going to leave it as a 4x4, and I'm going to use rough estimates for your range rather than anything else. In fact, I'm just going to use you guys for the initiative order. Because this is more of a themed battle, shall we say.
It is just huge. It's
Yeah.
Like,
If I put it on the table, it would be pretty much most of the table. This thing is beyond comparison. 25 to 20, everybody.
No.
20 to 15.
15.
16.
16.
16. Burn. 15 to 10.
12.
10 to 5. 5 to 0.
4!
What was yours, Elsyan?
Oh, sorry, I do apologise. 5.
5.
Oh.
And the fire elementals that are banished at this moment. Oh, wonderful. They got a 6. Okay, top of the round. Bern and Malcom. The two of you are looking down at this thing as its head begins to otherwise peer up the rock instead of falling away, but veins of lava and kind of this darkened rock now form. The glowing core now shut out from the rest of the world around it.
Damn it. Why is this thing not a construct?
Why is it an elemental and not a construct?
Yeah.
Because it's an element.
Because it's an elemental, not a construct.
I'm trying to
know.
ask about vampires undead, not humanoid. So they do whole person on Strahd.
Okay, for the initiative order, I'm going to leave him out of this, so I have you two at the top. By Rook, followed by Queglod. Right. So, which one of you two is going first?
You wanna go
I mean,
first or?
I'm just good.
Huh?
I'm just gonna be simple, so I guess I can go first.
What did Kevlar roll?
Kevlar got a 12. So he's going at the same time as Queglod.
We need a tile
so
for that one.
fast!
Okay, I feel like we should split up.
He rolled a
and
13, he's
so
got a
maybe-
-1. He's got 12 AC, he's not that. Well, no, he's got 9 AC, he's not that bad.
Should we split up? Because if he hits, like, Felipe, he hits all of us.
This is
Fine.
true.
By the way, I re-rolled for my breath weapon.
So just to clarify, this thing's massive, right?
For your breath weapon, okay. This thing is massive, standing at about 120 foot tall when it stands fully upright. This thing's about 60 foot wide at the moment as it's crawling out of the hole it was created in.
Noted.
This thing is massive. Felipe, wingspan is about 30 feet. This thing's hand could crush Felipe.
Okay, yeah, we should split up.
This thing is massive.
I'm gonna go fly directly above it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just fire straight down at it.
Dex saving throw. That is an 8.
That is a fail.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 45.
Nice. Easy math for me as well.
Alright.
I'm also going to bonus action patient defense.
Dodge action.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. As you otherwise breathe down on it, you otherwise strike across the surface of its back, which begins to slowly, like, crumble away bits and pieces of it, as it otherwise exposes portions of the back on it.
Alright.
Your turn.
I will.
Mhm.
I will.
You will?
Yes, I will. I will use.
You will.
I think you will, guys.
I'm gonna use disintegrate on its hand.
Oh,
Its
nice.
hand. Okay. Dexterity saving
Can't
throw.
wait to tell the Emperor.
Ooh, that's not bad. 17. Still a fail.
That's a fail.
As you otherwise reach out, pointing the beam of energy at it, the disintegration shoots forward. You are about... What's the range on disintegrate, actually?
Actually, that's a good point.
Because right now,
Disintegrate
Felipe was flying over top, so I'd probably say you're about 60 feet away.
My head is exactly 60 feet.
Okay, so hitting its hand you probably wouldn't be able to do. Hitting its back you could, given the way it's rising.
Can I hit its head?
Its head is otherwise obscured by the large portions of the back, which are currently melting away.
Okay.
And now they're going to be disintegrated, so...
So it has like a hunch. Okay.
Yeah. It's got a large hunch with these kind of like curled rock bits that cover over the top of its head.
Yeah, sure. Alright, that's 10d6 plus 4.
Okay, go ahead. That's mean. Why are you so mean to my monster, guys?
I don't know, because it's a giant meteor elemental.
29.
69.
69.
Yeah, boy!
Does it do double because I rolled 69? No, but I wish.
No, first,
Why
That hit both the top and the bottom.
9 life.
Hey.
And I will, do I? Where do I? No.
Also, how much of its back has now been disintegrated / dissolved?
You see a large portion of the back is otherwise broken away. A large portion of it is broken away, but where a lot of its overall damage came from the interior initially, from you taking away its siphons, it's doing pretty good.
Oh baby, no. This is gonna hurt.
For those of you familiar with how ships work, this thing has multiple sets of HP based on the area.
Oh, okay, I
I
see.
forgot.
Oh, I look
Does it all
forward
have a
to
damage
not
press
this.
threshold, Chris.
No, not that. Not in that way. It's got different parts which have different amounts of health, but it can
Yeah,
siphon
it's like
health
a
from
big
different
boss battle
areas to
with
keep it.
different parts.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of going, I use disintegrate and hit it, you go, I hit this bit, and then you take away bits of HP from that.
Cool.
That's fine.
I think if we go for the core of this, the rest of it will just fall apart.
That's what I'm
We
going
can't
for.
get to the core though, can we?
You got to get to the
Well-
core, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the core's got to be like in the central mass. That's what I'm saying.
Do we
So
see
it's
where
like
the core
torso.
formed? No.
You didn't know. You saw it in the middle, then it got overcovered with rock, and then this thing just started rising out of it.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn, Bern?
No. I will use a weakened spell, Fly. And I will.
You can't
fuck
cast
the
2
fuck
spells
away
per
from that
round unless you're switching to Scholar.
Scholar. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Switch to Scholar, quick and spelled Fly. What level?
Third.
Third?
I mean,
So
there's no reason to cast it higher.
it targets more people.
Huh?
It
Oh,
targets
targets.
more
Oh
people.
yeah, true.
Could you make the
Oh, it does,
argument
yeah.
targeting more bits of it?
No, Fly would mean that he can target himself and allies to give more people fly, so they can move away.
Is
from
it
Fly.
one person for each spell?
One person per each
Yeah.
level above third.
Okay, I will use a fifth, and I will use it on Sasha and Rook.
Okay.
I mean, I'm GTFOing because if I get hit, this thing gets its siphons back.
Yeah, so I'll use a fifth level.
You guys
and
are about
I'll-
100 feet in the air, by the way. So, because you were flying and
That's
hovering
fair.
over top. So if you jump, you'll be taking damage. You'll make dex saving throws. So
So let me calculate. This is
That's-
6, so that's
That's
9.
fine. How high above it specifically are we?
60 feet. Only about 40%.
Okay.
Only about 40 feet of it has risen now. Once it gets to its turn, it's standing up from prone.
Okay, so that's 18.
I can cope with
spell
this.
points.
What was that, Bern?
I said that's 18 spell points I just used.
In one turn. All right. Are
Yeah.
you moving?
Alright, so Sasha, Rook, and me are flying, and I'm fucking away from the party, by the way.
You disappear off into the darkness as you otherwise fly away, kind of wildness in
Hi.
your eyes as this happens. You are concentrating on fly right now.
Yep, I am.
Nice.
All right.
No.
End of your turn. Rook, it is your turn. You are currently flying, if you want to.
Excellent. Come on, Zora Magdaros.
Hey, hey.
I'm going down to it. I'm just gonna.
Okay. With the
Go
60-foot
down,
fly
yeah.
speed, you don't even need to jump. You just fly down and you land on its back, which is otherwise covered in acid, which has since sizzled away in the air around you. And the large chunk of it, which is just this cube, has been taken out of it.
Oh, that's fun. I am gonna go to the deepest point that I can find, and I'm gonna hack away.
Go ahead and make me attack rolls then, please.
Yes. I'll do these three.
So this will be on its back again.
Yep.
Okay.
That is plus 11 for each, so
This one hits
22, 21.
just.
wow.
As you hit against the
Savage.
hardened exterior of this, your axe digs in. You then attempt to pull it free, and you spend your other 2 attacks trying to yank it free, as this thing is a hardened exterior. Go ahead and roll damage for one of those attacks hitting.
Okay. Oh, just ignore
Yeah.
that.
Ignore that.
4
This one.
plus 6.
4 plus 6, 10 damage. Okay.
Excellent.
You hit against its back,
Uh,
the axe kind of digs in, the meteorite from your blade also clashing with this as it begins to rise and pull up.
Excellent. I'm gonna action surge because sorry, I've not
Go
really
ahead.
got much else to do. This thing is a monster.
2 more hits, go ahead. 2 more d12.
Oh, I didn't manage to highlight it.
That's fine, just roll the other one.
Sad face.
9 plus 4 plus whatever your bonuses are on your axe.
There's 6.
So plus
So
6,
it's plus
15 and 17 for a total of 32. Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
You otherwise
And I
dig
have-
into it twice, 2 more cleaves as large chunks of it kind of peel away and fall away from you.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on it. My bonus action.
Which part of it?
The bit that's nearest me. I'm gonna cast
Okay.
Hunter's Mark on the whole.
You cast Hunter's Mark on the back, and the back is now Hunter's Marked.
Nice.
Okay. End of your turn. Queglod and Kevlar. Kevlar looks down at this thing and just goes, I don't. What magic? What magic? Spell? Witch?
I don't know what to
Big,
do.
dangerous.
Big, dangerous?
Boom.
Fire?
No, not fire, not fire.
Not fire. He just pauses, just looking around.
Do you know Shatter?
No. He doesn't have fly on him currently, does he?
I don't think so. Unless he knows more magic than I expected him to.
No. He is going to cast
Maybe they can move him into position if necessary.
Oh yes, if you want to go first and move in position, he'd like to be within 30 feet if possible.
Okay.
Elsyan does want to be within 30 feet.
That's too bad. Elsyan's going within 30 feet.
Yeah, although if it's only a question of before or after, I really don't want to end the turn within that distance. I'm kind of hoping to get people to safety so that they can act.
So basically, we're going to do a flyby, is what you're aiming for.
Okay.
Yes, but are people going to be able to do things in the middle?
Yeah.
Of them?
I'll be fine.
Mostly aimed at Kevlar, but
Yeah.
Okay.
like, can I have Felipe move towards him, let Kevlar do his thing, and
And then fly back. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah. So you move. I'll say that Kevlar is holding his action for
Yeah, I
for
guess
his
that-
blight spell against it. Oh, she's going to be casting at 4th level. Okay. So, him holding his action, he's then going to use his reaction to use Blight. Does his wild magic go off? The answer is... that is a 94. No, it needs to go the other way. Okay, so that doesn't go off. Wild magic doesn't go off, sorry. Blight still does.
Okay. Good to hear.
What does it make? A con save? Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's a 22. It succeeds to save.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to use a con save.
Oh, I thought it was be like 45.
Not yet. Hold on. If it rolled a natural 20, could it reach 45? No, but it would get close.
That's painful.
Genuinely
Just
terrifying, Chris.
Con saves.
Question: what did it roll to get a 22, by the way?
24, I'm not saying.
Is
Don't
it
extract
because
me
it
while
would
I'm
scare
doing math.
us?
Don't extract me while I'm doing math. Right, 38 points of necrotic damage halved to 17. It is not resistant to necrotic.
How do I get one of these?
What?
I want one.
I don't
These.
think we contain one.
I think he's more referring to campaign 2, and the answer is no.
Well, wait, did you say 38 divided by 2 was 17?
No, 34 divided by 2
Right,
is 17.
okay.
This thing's
Right, that-
technically elemental, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Rook suddenly, or Jamie suddenly realizes what he could do for this thing. I'll have you know.
Pokeballs.
Wonder
Yeah,
what this thing's
no.
intelligence is.
You'll find out. All right, Queglod, what else would you like to do? You move down with
Okay.
Felipe.
Yeah, so Felipe, I guess while we're here, I'll do my action and bonus action, which is Hex and Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Hex goes onto which part of it?
The back. Let's focus down on this,
Okay.
and then I guess where the slashes have been made by Rook, I'm gonna fire the blast in, so almost like a wedge to try and drive them open wider.
Okay. Casting Hex, you watch as these kind of slight spikes begin to appear along the ground around you, Rook, as you kind of look down, your axe wedged into it. As you pull it free, you watch as this smoke begins to emanate from the back as the Hex takes hold. You fire 3 Eldritch Blasts down. Go ahead and make me attack rolls.
Okay. Hold on, let me use some d6s and get fucking one moment. My mouse is being fucked.
Mouse is being fucked.
Oh, by the way, it has disadvantage on strength checks while it's hexed.
Oh no!
But I guess that only technically targets the back, so
Uh,
I don't know what's
I
going
will
on
say, for the purposes of that, its back will have disadvantage on strength checks. I don't think
Okay.
it will need to. Even if it does, I don't know if it would fail. We'll see.
How does
I use charge to knock it over.
And what you've done is you've given him back pain.
Okay, what's the plus?
The plus should be plus 10. Yes, it is.
Okay,
so-
these two hit. This one just. The AC is 22,
interesting.
and this is with plus 5 to each.
Plus 5 to each, so
So plus
20.
10, 28 points of damage. Okay. Feeling
Okay.
hurt on this thing as its back cracks open.
And
You watch as the back otherwise begins to peel apart, and you see underneath a hardened layer of what looks to be internal stone. Again, with that kind of more of the red veins rushing across its surface.
Okay, very
Oh,
nice.
so its back is completely gone?
Its back has taken significant damage that you can get a part of the inside piece.
Okay. Right, Felipe's using the rest of his movement to back off a bit.
Okay, it will make an
I'm gonna try and
opportunity
stay at
attack
the
with
level
disadvantage.
of its- I'm
'Cause it
trying
is
to stay
prone.
at the level of its head.
Okay. You move back with Felipe as its 50-foot reach. Opportunity
How
attack.
does this work in regards to Sentinel?
It doesn't. Its hand is attacking, not its back. I will say if you want to make an opportunity attack, if you can make an opportunity attack if you wish, but its speed will not be 0. It's just that it's.
Yeah, I might do just for the lols.
You can do the extra
Just for
damage
shits and giggles.
for attacking
Shit
it.
some damage into
Yeah,
him.
sure.
Yeah.
So the attack is with disadvantage because it is prone at the moment. That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage, Rook. Remember, you've got the d6 from Hunter's Mark. With disadvantage, oh, you dodged a natural 20. That is still a 20 to
Okay.
hit, though.
Yeah, that hits.
What damage are you doing to it? Rook?
I'm still, because I mean, I'm by the stone, so I can't have moved closer unless it's within reach, the inner part. Not gonna
Yeah,
move, so
I'd
I'm
say it
assuming
would
it's
still be
just
the
gonna
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much damage?
9 plus 3 plus 6.
That'd be 6 plus 3. Because it's a d6. Oh, no.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 6. I'm looking it up, it's like, yep.
Yeah, no, I was as well, and I was like, wait, no, that's not right.
Okay, you can highlight. and
Yeah,
highlight
so
it.
9
Like
plus
that.
6 you said,
Okay.
so 15?
9 plus 6, that's 15.
Okay, its back is gone. Now, that was enough damage to take it down to a threshold where it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, it hits on 20, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hits Felipe.
Okay, as a part of this attack, who is currently on Felipe? Kevlar, Queglod,
I am.
Felipe, Sasha, Elsyan.
Elsyan.
Does it matter at all that he only got a 20 and thus my AC is significantly strong?
Sasha can also
This is
fly.
more the fact that you're going to have to make strength saving throws because you're in the radius of the initial attacker. That's a post thing. For
Fair
now, I'm
enough,
just worrying about the
okay.
damage. I rolled low. That's 58 points of bludgeoning damage to Felipe.
Ah.
As-
That's bad, but
Yep. As the large rocky hand swings in, it hits Felipe. I would like Felipe to make me a strength. I would like everybody on board to make me a strength saving throw. You will fall prone and begin falling. If you fail, the DC is equal to half the damage dealt. So 58 halved is 29.
I physically can't make this.
Okay.
17. If it helps, I can fly. So
11.
Okay. So
I can.
those who can
fly.
fly, as you are hit, you kind of fly back. You are knocked back 60 feet from your current position, and you begin tumbling through the air. As a part of this, Queglod and Felipe. Felipe is, actually, hold on. Does Bern fly?
What?
With fly, that sentence made sense. My throat's going.
Yeah.
Touch a willing creature, they gain a fly speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the creature falls if it is still aloft until it can stop the fall. Okay, so creatures who have the fly spell can still fall prone and fall. It is not a hover.
Oh.
So, Sasha, you failed Elsyan, so you begin falling. Sasha, you begin falling. Queglod and...
Yep. But I am also pushed 60 feet back.
You're pushed 60
Right.
feet back and you begin falling. At the start of your turn, you'll fall the 150 initial feet and you'll hit the ground.
Is there any way for me to attempt to grab myself?
It will be a
and fly?
dexterity saving throw to try and not take damage when you hit the ground because you have a fly speed. Same will be with everybody
Okay.
here. Queglod and Felipe, I assume you both failed. This is DC 29.
Oh, sorry, I did. Well, I didn't realize Felipe got to make one.
Yes, Felipe gets to make one, otherwise to not fall prone.
I mean, nat 20 could happen. Oh.
Oh, could, but that's not.
That's a. It's a 25. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but unfortunately, as the hit comes in, you are knocked off course as you begin falling. At this height, you will hit the ground. Those with fly speeds, again, will get a dexterity saving throw here. Kevlar cannot fly.
Right. Apologies, everyone. I didn't understand that we'd be able to make.
Is there any chance? Is there anything I could make to grab onto my small child?
You can forego your dexterity saving throw to take the damage for him.
I'd like Felipe to use his reaction to use to cast a shadowy rebuke.
Okay.
Are we making a dex saving?
What do I do here? No, not yet. You'll do it on your turn in beginning. Or turn
From what I understand what here, this is going to be 60-10.
Okay. What's
That's
the saving
saving.
throw, does it say?
Save.
So it'll be a dex save still.
Yep.
Oh boy, that's a 2. This thing's good at dex. And this will be against the hand because it is the attacking.
Yeah, this is necrotic damage, so I hope it's not immune.
Okay, 60-10. I'll just copy another one for you. Here you are. It took blight earlier at full force, so 27.
Oh,
27.
That's so depressing seeing the 2 1s and a 2.
2 10s.
Yeah. Okay, that's
It's nice
one
the
of
2 10s are nice.
Makes it a bit more even, but yeah. As Felipe is hit, you watch as this shadowy aura wraps around the hand and begins to otherwise break away at bits of it as its hand begins to slowly fall apart, but it's still intact.
What parts can we discern, by the way?
You have back, front, inner, left leg, right arm, left arm.
Oh, so it's every part. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Is the head visible now because we got rid of the back?
Yes, the head is visible, so the head is also a part. Sorry, I forgot about that one.
Yes. And also, how would we get inside?
That's up to you. Either way, it's its turn.
Does it have eyes?
Hold on.
How does it?
Felipe's turn ended?
I assumed that was the end of your turn, or has Felipe got more to go?
He didn't
Oh,
dash.
right,
He
he
got
did.
action.
He's got an action. Yeah. So if you want to make 3 attacks, this will be with disadvantage because he is technically prone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
That's still fine.
yeah, just roll them all, and if any of them hit,
prone only
just
melee
roll-
attacks?
If any of them hit, roll
Is
again.
prone only melee attacks? There's a good question. I thought it was ranged attacks as well, but I could be wrong.
No.
No,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Felipe doesn't have disadvantage from being prone.
Yeah.
But he has disadvantage from the target being prone.
Yeah.
Not attack rolls. It's just attack rolls.
An attack roll against a creature has advantage. Nope, that's not the one. Creature cannot
Creature
move.
has disadvantage on attack
Has
rolls.
disadvantage on attack rolls while prone. Yeah. Which is good to know because spell attack rolls will be a disadvantage as well then.
That makes no sense for snipers, though.
Yeah.
Oh well, stop ruining my immersion, Harlan. This is a fantasy game.
I mean, snipers would
leave it.
Anyway, okay, I'll re-roll them. I'll roll them all and then re-roll
roll them all, and then if you get any successes, then re-roll them. So re-roll the 12.
It doesn't have halfling luck.
Nope.
No, he does not.
No, he does not.
I guess he'll go wide as he's struggling to.
Yeah, as he's struggling to right himself, he fires off 3 eldritch plumes. They shoot off in different directions, narrowly missing Malcom, who's otherwise floating in the air.
For what it's worth, they would have been targeted at the hand, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, they don't hit with the AC of that.
Yeah.
Okay, it is its turn, as it is going to stand up. Malcom, please make me a strength saving throw, as you are within its standing up range.
Oh wow.
If it would move into your space, a target makes a strength or dexterity, my apologies, saving throw to avoid being hit. Total?
Strength or dex save, your choice.
Strength or dex, also you're muted. Do I have to assume that's a fail because it's a 12?
No, 17?
17. Okay. You manage to quickly, just deftly kind of knock yourself out of the way. As it otherwise stands, you are now probably about 10 feet away from it, from where the back bit used to cover the head. You just see Rook on there as he's clinging on. Speaking of which, Rook,
Yeah. I
No,
guess...
because you're technically on top of it. You don't need to roll for this, I'd say, because it's technically
nice.
you're part of its space.
Nice.
Okay, on its turn as it is standing, it observes the surroundings. It is going to use Meteorite Crash. I would like
Oh, no.
everyone to make me a Dexterity saving throw, please.
Even us who are in the air?
Yes, as you are technically within 60 feet of it.
I fucked off. Am I still with this?
No,
No.
sorry, it would be... No, that's right, because some of you were knocked back 60 feet and some of you flew
Oh,
away 60
Yeah,
feet.
well, I fucked
So,
off.
I'd say Sasha... actually, no, in which case this would only hit... This wouldn't actually hit anyone then, so never mind, it's not going to do that, because I forgot you were all pushed back 60 feet.
Pop roll a natural 20.
I'll give you a veto
Must
next...
have
I'll give
two
you a
Elvian.
veto next roll.
Huh?
You'll give you a veto next.
I'll give you the veto next roll, which means you can choose to re-roll it, but you have to take the new one if you do. If you don't, then it's discarded.
Okay.
So basically, you get one optional advantage, but you have to take the other one. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, and it's not going to use its Meteorite Crash because it's pointless. Oh, I can just have it move into range. No. It just stood up. It's going to hit... You know what? There are two targets.
No, it's not.
I think you should try and, hit the person who's directly on its back and then kill itself.
No,
I
there are...
think
I
it
would
should
like
kill
to
the
know-
dwarf.
I
It's-
would like to know something first.
Huh?
You never actually said that if it did or didn't.
What?
Do item effects still affect me while I'm in beach?
No.
Okay.
I don't think...
'Cause
that
you
was one
said
thing
you
we were
weren't
gonna look
sure, but we never actually went over it.
Yeah, I don't think it does, no. What would be the item?
Ring of Protection.
Yeah, that one does matter.
Yeah.
I'll just give a quick scan. I think it's the items are absorbed into you and any of their effects aren't affecting you. If anybody knows for Druid's World Check.
It says that if the item can be worn, it can be worn instead.
So
And
in which
dragons
case...
still have fingers.
This wall chip or
This is wild shape, yeah. So I would say yes, if that's the case, your magic items can still technically work, but only if your person could only if your dragon form could wield them. So the
But
ring
the
would be in
form has
effect.
no effect until you leave the form.
Okay. So I can still use the rings.
So the ring would be yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. In which case, it's going to make an attack with disadvantage against Dragon Malcom, because it's a dragon and it just spit acid at it. Oh my. Okay, it's not two natural 20s. It is a 20 and a 19 though. With its plus, it goes into mid 30s, so it does hit.
Four.
That's not good.
It could be worse.
It has two
Nine.
attacks or one attack?
Huh?
It has two attacks or one attack?
It has one attack, but it has legendary actions, so.
It's got ridiculous amounts of pluses. I thought that disadvantage would do something, but no.
If I didn't roll so high, I probably would have, but in this situation.
I might die.
You'll be fine. You've got fly
At least
spleens.
it's not a nat 20.
Does damage carry over?
You
With
take
this,
57 points of bludgeoning damage
You're
as
fine.
as the large hit hits against your form. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw, please. 57 halved is 28. Because it'll be 56 halved effective.
You said strength saving. Now?
Strength save against DC 28.
Yeah, if it's not a nat 20, I don't get it.
Okay. You fall prone and you are knocked 60 feet away from it as you are thrown off to one course.
Oh my goodness, I hate this stupid big ass thing.
Okay.
How much damage was it again?
57.
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay. End of its turn. Fire elementals do nothing. Elsyan, roll me a dexterity saving throw to not take any damage
I
for
should
hitting the
say, I
ground.
do have to head off.
Yep. No, no.
now.
It's fine.
Can you give me a concentration, by the way, for Hex?
Oh, yeah.
Since I could technically retain that.
This is true.
Okay, possible.
So 56 damage?
57.
So with this, I get that optional.
You get the optional veto. So if you wish to re-roll, you can, but you have to take the new roll if you do.
That's already a 16, and that's already above average. You're not going to tell me if that's a succeed or fail.
No,
before
I'll let you. I'll let you choose whether you want to re-roll.
I'll think well.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna head off.
Oh.
Okay.
Good
Right,
luck.
so there, Simon. I'll let you know what
Thanks.
happens.
Cool.
Okay.
See you later,
As
dude.
Elsyan, you try to catch yourself. There's a moment where you're like, "Ha! Fly speed, wonderful!" And then there's just the echoing shake of this thing as it stands up, and you lose that moment of like, "Oh yeah, that thing," and you hit the ground.
Splat.
You
My
take-
spleen!
Can we even beat this
Oh,
thing?
oh my ribs! Maybe we should run away, guys.
You know, I'm kind of glad.
I mean,
that,
if we can disable it, we can.
22 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
How many?
22.
22.
You know what? Could have been worse.
Yeah, you hit the ground, falling prone as you kind of slide along the surface of the rocky face here. It's rough, and you are grazed along one side.
Okay, well, what's this thing's intelligence? Does it at least have 2 intelligence?
It has at least 2 intelligence. It looks like it has a similar intelligence to elementals, so it's around 10.
Okay, mental prison.
What is the
8.
range? You are currently, given this distance, 80 foot away from it.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Why am I 80 foot away? How far away was?
You were about, because I was going at an angle, you were about 60 foot up when it was prone, and then it hit you and knocked you 60 foot away. So I'm going with it was at an angle rather than straight above, because Malcom moved straight above it. So
If it helps, mental prison is 60 foot.
It is 60 foot.
So you
Okay,
need
so
to move
ignore
20. You have just fallen prone. You can use half of
Yeah.
it to get up, which is half your fly speed, which is 30, and then use the other 30 to get within that if you wish.
I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to
Okay.
do that, and then I'm going to do an 8th level mental prison.
Okay. You reach forward.
I'm checking you can upcast. It's not an upcast, so it's just a 6th level.
Okay, go. So you cast at 6th level. What is your save, my boy?
20.
That is a 9. It's going to use its legendary resistance to ignore that.
Oh, you still
Oh,
takes 5d10 psychic damage.
It's still really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It just means it succeeds, correct?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it just means it succeeds. So it's going to take half damage of this.
No.
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 Or does
No,
it just
the
mean
5d10
the following
right.
effect has no effect? The 10d10
Yes, it's
stuff.
the following effect has no effect.
Okay.
This still goes for the full.
34 points of damage. I'm going to assume aimed at the head, given the mental state of this.
Yeah.
So how much damage is that? 34? Okie dokie. That is nasty. Still takes a
love
lot
it.
of damage. Its
Love
head
that
does not look wonderful.
Now, question.
Oh,
Chris,
crunch hurt.
how can I use higher level spells to cast a 6th level spell, even though it's not got upcast?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
It just means
But
it
it
has
will-
no additional effect.
Yeah, just making sure.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That does end my turn. Yes.
At the end of
Then
your
nothing
turn,
else.
it's going to use a legendary action to try and smack Rook.
Bugger! Nice.
That is a
It's gonna
One?
100% 1.
33 to hit.
Damn it!
Yeah,
My hope was
Yeah,
it was a
that-
1 it would hit itself.
that is gonna.
Wabba.
It's a 33 to hit on a 1.
No. That would be insane.
I know that. I was just like, fuck.
Look, that was a hopeful. That was what I was hoping would happen.
Oh. Yeah, that hits.
Does it take damage too? Because it hit itself.
Okay, you take 60 points of bludgeoning damage as the hand wham, smacks across the surface of you. It is immune to its own sources of damage. Otherwise, there are a lot of its abilities that would hurt it.
Well, that's... Oh, I'm just flooded.
Hurt it!
No,
Literally
because it
just
has
flooded.
some pretty big weaknesses.
Why? Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm blooded by 2 HP.
Okay. Also make me a strength saving throw to keep hold. Otherwise you're being thrown off.
That is a point. I do actually have my reaction still. Can I? Hmm?
You are 80 feet
There you
away
go.
and currently falling.
That's plus 10, so 35.
35 is enough to hold on as this thing smacks you. As you're looking down upon this Malcolm, you're like, oh no, Rook, where's he flown off to? And then you just see like this imprint stuck in the back of the golem as he just pulls himself free.
Can I see Rook?
From this angle, probably not, no. Given he was on the back of this thing, it just stood up. He's probably on the opposite side of it to you.
Okay. It doesn't actually have a range, it's just within sight. So.
Yeah, so doesn't. No. Probably
Good
wouldn't
to
be
know.
able to see him from here. Given your dot...
I can see a dot over there. It looks... It
Well,
smells
he-
like hamburgers.
Yeah. Okay. End of Elsyan's turn. Sasha, it is your turn. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please. If you wish to catch Kevlar, you will forego your own dexterity saving throw and take the full damage from falling.
Yeah, I want to catch Kevlar.
Okay, so you forego your own dexterity saving throw.
I don't know if that changes anything. I'm just trying to protect Kevlar as much as
Okay.
possible.
In the essence of what this is, you otherwise see Kevlar, you jump over towards him and you grab hold of him. He will take no damage on the beginning of his turn. You, however, will take the full damage from falling here. Actually, I'll say that the damage will be done now, given you're holding on to him.
Sorry, guys. I had to.
He is important.
You take 37 points of bludgeoning damage,
Mm-hmm.
and the DC for your concentration is 18. There's a success.
I'm good.
You
That's
hit-
like a 29 or something
yeah,
dumb.
You hit the ground with a hard smack. Your plate armor otherwise rattling against the outside as Kevlar is kept safe. But you're about 80 feet away and prone at the moment.
Still not bloodied.
Is that a
Cracky
rib I can see
bitch.
through your armor?
What?
Is that a rib I can see through your armor?
Nope, that's just my dick. Ah, no, it is a rip.
Hey, do you have a dick? We need to have a conversation later.
Okay, so Sasha, what are you doing on your turn?
Okay, so I'm prone. I'll use my movement to get back up.
Mhm.
I'm also going to. Can I fly whilst holding? No, I won't do that. I'll let Kevlar down gently, make sure that they're okay. And I will be. I'm. Did you say 80 foot away?
You're 80 foot away, yes.
Lovely, lovely, bubbly. That does change things a little. I was hoping I'd still be 60 foot away, but it's fine. Everything's fine. I am going. Oh no, that wouldn't work. Blade barrier, but I feel like this thing's probably immune to slashing damage or something. Well, it's not immune because it does blade barrier count as magical slashing damage?
Yes.
Great. I'd like to. Well, I realize I probably can't encircle this thing. I can make a straight wall up to 100 feet long, 20 foot high, and 5 foot thick, or a ringed wall up to 60 foot in diameter, 20 foot high, and 5 feet thick. I'm imagining this thing is wider than 60 feet, despite its
Yes.
thing. Could I? This is going to be a bit weird. Could I try and sort of do a ring around its head or arm or leg? Like, could I try and like put a ring around them and have
Okay.
that move with it, or is that
It can't move with it, no. But it
Okay,
would,
I'm in that-
initially surround it.
right? In that case, I'm going to can I try and aim it at the head?
Yeah. You otherwise cast Blade Barrier as it begins to wrap around, kind of going around the outside of the head. It on its turn, it will move into the radius because it kind of can't not.
Makes a dex saving throw and takes 60-10 slashing damage.
We'll deal with that when we get to its turn then.
Yeah.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yep. Technically this means it has entered the start. I don't know. I don't care.
If it's a 60-foot radius,
yeah,
it will wrap around it. You can guarantee damage when it uses its movement next turn, or you can assume that it affects it now, in which case it won't necessarily affect it in its movement next turn.
I'll let its movement do it next turn because that's something might happen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me done. I think I don't have anything else I can do for a bonus action. Wait, no, I don't do that because that's a concentration spell.
Okay. What do you do instead then?
Forgot about. Yeah, what I'm gonna do instead, I'm just gonna cast what do you call it? Guiding bolt.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
And it's gonna be like a
and aiming at what?
5th level guiding bolt.
Aiming at what?
No, 4th level guiding bolt. Aiming at the head. Wait. What? People were aiming at the head, right? Because Rook can now hit it because it's visible because the back got destroyed.
Elsyan was targeting the head because of Mental Prison had to. Rook is still technically on the back of it, trying to attack the inner torso.
I'm working my way through. I'm like a diglet.
I will do the. Can I aim it at the inner torso then?
It's currently got its front panel, which is protecting it from frontal attacks, and you don't have vision on the back panel. It'll be disadvantaged on the attack roll if you want to try and hit the inner torso, swooping it around. Or you can hit the front, the head, the left arm, the right arm, the legs, or whatever. But the head, at the moment, you can see.
I'll go for the. I'll go for the head because a lot of other people can see the head, and if we take that out and it's already taken damage, it just feels like it's a more appropriate one.
Okay.
So that's 46 normally, and then it's 1d6 per bonus. So that's 1, 2, 3, 76 ranged spell attack.
Okay.
God, I do not have the.
What do you need?
I do not have the dice. I need 4d6.
For guiding bolt?
Yeah.
Are you casting it first level?
No, I'm casting it at... I meant I need 4 more d6.
Oh.
I'm casting it at 4th level.
So how many dice is that? 7?
7. Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Okay. I mean, here's hoping this actually fucking hits. Because there is a strong possibility it doesn't. Oh god. Oh shit. 20 damage if it actually hits, and that is a plus 10, so that's 22.
It's going to use its reaction to screen as it lifts up its hand. The hand is going to take the 22 damage for the head.
Didn't it already use its reaction?
It had its turn.
No, it's bollocks. Okay, so its hand takes the damage. Great.
Takes 22 damage.
Well, its hand is now glowing and easier to hit because of this, for some reason.
And as its legendary action, it is going to use... it's going to use Blockade as it's going to place that hand over in front of its head. Its head is no longer targetable.
Oh.
Okay, that's its legendary action. Bern. You're quiet. Give your mic a thrashing.
I said asshole.
You've gone quiet again.
I know Bern said he wanted to get away from it, but...
Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
You're here. I can hear you. Yeah.
Which hand?
Left hand.
Is that the one that I put up?
That's the one that you put the bolt on, yeah.
Is this thing made of inorganic material?
Yes. That's why I said that it doesn't do damage to itself, because it is also a siege monster.
Great! Even better.
Uh-oh, what?
Hey Chris, you know about that one spell you gave me? 7th level Ethereal Incineration.
Oh, whoops. What
I don't know what it does, but your reaction tells me everything I need to know.
Charisma save?
Disadvantage.
Oh. Do I need to roll? That's a 7.
No. No, don't.
The real question is it... What are you targeting with this?
I'm targeting the hand.
Oh, frickin' I know what this is going to do as well if it does enough damage. It'll chain react.
Why do I love the sound of this? Even though I
I
haven't.
I need a
I'm-
few more dice.
Okay,
hold on.
I'm debating whether to use a legendary action. Give me a legendary resistance, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, you did it to my mental prison. Don't do it to this.
I have one left. Do I use it for this? Because it's... Alright, you know what? For
I don't
thematic
care.
purposes of this, no, I won't use it for this.
Use it. Go ahead, Chris. I don't mind.
He's still like, I don't mind. I've got all my dice
I don't mind. You
selected.
can use it all you want.
Does it stop the chain reaction effect if I use the... legendary resistance?
Yes, it does. You still take half damage.
In which case, I'm not going to, because I want this thing to chain react explode. Because this
Fuck
will
are
also
they?
affect. Because this will also affect Rook, which will be funny.
Rook is on top of this thing.
That is
This is gonna go bad.
53, but it's siege damage. So it's 106.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I should have legendary resistance to this. Yeah. You watch as Bern slams his hands together and tears them away from one another as you watch as this crackling kind of blue and gold flame is ignited between them. This is 8th level, correct?
This is a 7th level spell.
This is a 7th level spell. As you watch as he flings his hands forwards, you watch as this kind of golden blue flame goes across the surface of the hand, as this thing lets out not that of a scream, but as it writhes, you watch as it cracks and shatters. The hand molds and breaks away. You watch as it does so, this tiny blue bead in the center detonates, and you watch as the face, the shoulder, the back, the main front and torso and legs are shattered away, pushed away, like the explosion on the eye in Lord of the Rings for the tower when it collapses. As it does so, the body is scattered across the surface here, as flame licks across it. This bright red and black orb that was its core falls down and is otherwise no longer molten, as it collides against the mountainside. Rook may...
You can fly, Rook.
He can, but he's in the radius of 4 explosions. What saving throw is this? Charisma, correct?
This is a charisma save.
Oh, you're asshole!
Make me 4 charisma saving throws, please. If you each one you fail, you will take half of the 53 points of damage, which is 26 damage per. Each one you
I'm
fail.
gonna die!
If you succeed, you take none.
Oh, if I fail all of these, I die.
You'll be fine.
Correction.
Oh, okay.
You will hit 0, fall 100 feet, take 1 failed death saving throw automatically, and then have your round begin at the top of the round.
And then be resurrected because you're a
Jesus
parry.
Christ.
Are you still attuned to your periapt?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you'll be stabilized at the top of your turn, but
Oh my god.
Like,
I
worst thing happens,
I'm
you
just
just
going to
go
say this,
super
I'm
unconscious.
still technically worried that he might technically be buried, so I'm going to be asking for some rolls when this
Yeah,
happens. So
I
go,
was gonna.
go ahead and
Okay.
make me 4 saves. These are all charisma.
I've never been
Hold on.
so...
I need to
nervous
quickly
about
know.
rolling.
Your DC is 20, correct, Bern?
Yes, it is.
Every natural 20 is a success, everything that isn't is a failure. Go ahead and roll. You have Indomitable.
Which labels from my dice? Shit. Okay, right.
Bear in mind, Chris felt that it necessary to remind you you had Indomitable. Good
Yeah,
luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna look away.
Okay. If you'd
Did
like
any
to
of them
use
do anything?
Indomitable. No, none of them succeeded.
Okay, I've got one.
What was that last little thing you said, Chris? None of them succeeded.
Correct. Versus Bern's
no.
DC of 20. Yeah, none of them succeed because he's got a -2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
you take 104 points of damage. What is
Yeah,
your current
dead.
hit points?
0
No, before that.
of 91.
Okay, so it doesn't do, these don't happen in intervals. As the explosion goes off, you watch as this thing explodes in this rupturous blue and golden flame. The core scatters against the mountainside as it collides with it. The explosion can be heard for miles as you hear it echo across the landscape and the mountains. The rest of you watch as it ruptures upwards.
Malcolm's diving in for Rook.
I'm just gonna.
That's
That's a point. I just want to make this clear. Malcolm, you need to make me. What's the explosion radius on the ethereal
30
flame?
feet.
Malcolm
30
needs
feet.
to make me 3 charisma saving throws as well.
Wait, where is he?
Because he was
I'm
right
10
above it,
feet
and then
away.
he had to move so that he wasn't hit by.
Ah,
Yeah, I was 10 feet next to it.
So make me 3
That's
charisma
fine.
saving throws, please.
Where Infernal kills 2 players.
whoops.
Infernal, the biggest player kill
The
count.
thing is, when he used this spell, he took it from its 160 hit points down to 0 because of the explosions. So this thing
Yeah,
just went
no,
down in one hit.
We get it.
I'm just double
It's
checking something.
Big bit. It was a big risk play.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can use its charisma. Cool.
No, you use your charisma for the way this works because it uses your
It-
mental stats. Intelligence,
It
wisdom,
uses
charisma.
my mental stats, but it uses whichever one of the ones that are higher.
Does it say that it uses
When
whichever
it
ones are
comes
higher?
to- When it comes to the saving throws, it uses whichever one is higher between mine and theirs.
I mean, the saving throw bonus, not the.
Yeah, theirs is +5.
That's what we need to worry about.
Hold on.
Because it will give you-
I'm just making sure if this is the proficiency or if it's the. This is the become as one feature, isn't it?
Mhm.
Your attacks is
One of them.
Oh wait, no, not the become as one.
On the bonus in his stat block is higher than yours, use the creature's bonus instead. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm checking something else. When you reach
Where?
6th level, you gain the ability to wild shape as a bonus action. No, that's the wrong one. When you form a wild shape, you may expend a spell slot to transform into a creature of your chosen type with the level of the expended spell slot. If you chose beasts, you can become monstrosities with the appropriate beasts. When you expend a spell slot in this way, your attacks are considered magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances and immunities to non-magical attacks and damage. Your companion's attacks are also considered magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunities to non-magical attacks. So it's part of base wild shape.
And,
So-
either way, I only succeed one.
Okay. Either way, you only succeed one, so you take half of this, which would be 52 points of damage.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm still going in after Rook.
Well, at the end of Bern's turn, Malcolm, you dive in. As you rush down, go ahead and make me a investigation check to find Rook as he is beginning to be buried.
Oh, come on. Investigation... 12?
12, you fly down, and with the rocks kind of hitting and slightly dark moving past you as you don't try to make sure you're not buried yourself, you can't seem to find Rook. As you look around, he's disappeared within the rubble.
Oh, bugger.
Okay. Rook, it is your turn. You stabilize on your turn. That is it.
Oh, good.
Queglod and Kevlar. Queglod and Felipe need to make their dexterity saving throws or take damage. I believe they should both be fine, so yeah. And we'll say for the purposes of them, they're going to move over and try and investigate also. With Queglod's investigation, which according to my notes should be a +7. 26. She moves over and you watch as Felipe moves down and grinds his claws through the rock and rubble, scraping and lifting it up as you and lifting it up as you watch as Rook is pulled free. Limp, but pulled free. Kevlar has nothing else to do, and that is the end of the combat. Sasha, you maintain focus on banishment to keep the fire elementals away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to be flying over. I will pick up Kevlar if he can't keep up.
Yeah.
Over to the what do you call it? The core. Because
Okay.
hello.
You move over to the
I
core.
feel like that's the bit I need to grab.
Yeah. As you fly over and you move over, you see the rest of the mountainside here. You see the core ahead of you. It's big, probably about 10 foot wide. It's a big chunk of meteorite. And you look around, your friends are otherwise gathering themselves. Rook is unconscious at this moment, or dead, you're unsure at this time. As he has switched around some of his attunements. But the combat is otherwise over.
I am going to, as soon as that's done, because This really needs to be checked all the time. I'm just gonna go flying around up above and see if I can see anything coming, because we need the rest.
Perception check, please.
Isn't also Rook currently buried?
No,
No.
he's just been freed by Queglod.
Okay.
Or Felipe more
Queggle's
accurately.
OP.
Yes.
Queggle's OP.
Well, Felipe OP.
Felipe
One.
OP. Yeah. Total?
Queggle's along for the ride.
20.
Total 20. You look around the area. With this distance and the fire that has just exploded lighting up this area, you look around in that moment of dimness. You just keep an eye out. You don't see anything.
Well, I'm just gonna stay up above and keep an eye out, because I am not having something come up and attack people while injured.
Okay.
Even though I'm currently flying up there at 18 HP.
For the purposes of this, how much of the meteorite do you wish to take? For the sake
Honestly,
for the sake of brevity, how much? Oh, well, I'll ask you first, and then I'll
What-
tell you. The other one.
honestly, what can I carry?
Given how heavy the meteorite actually is, you can probably carry maybe a foot cube of it at most. And this thing's like 10 foot in diameter. It's not a perfect sphere, but it's near enough.
Okay. I'm happy to do that. I know it's going to be difficult because, weighty,
Mm.
but it's got to be done, frankly.
You and Bern
Uh,
both crack into it. Oh, what'd you say, Bern? You're quiet again.
How big is the entire thing?
About 10 foot in diameter.
Can objects be teleported?
Or no, did I say 10 foot? Yeah, 10 foot in
Yes.
diameter. Objects can be teleported, yes. However, they need to fit within whatever you're teleporting them with, and they can't fit into the teleportation circle, I don't believe.
Can they fit in a teleport spell?
I
If
believe
we all
teleport.
hug it, will it come along with
believe
us?
teleport is specifically items you are carrying. It would not be considered carrying. It would be considered pushing. I'm just double checking.
Or a
teleport
single object that you can see within range?
now. That fits entirely
just
within a
choose the one
10-foot
object.
cube. You could choose to just teleport it.
Can we just teleport that to the tower?
You can teleport that to Adamanthia, yes.
You could. Where would you like to teleport it to if you do?
But the rest of you can't really get back, can you?
I've still got a 6th level spell slot. I can and a
You
7th
don't
level
have
spell
word
slot.
of
I can.
recall prepared. I checked.
I don't. Do I? Fuck. Forgot about that. Got put in heal instead.
I mean, I can get home.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Elsyan needs to learn to teleport.
honestly, I'd still say get this thing gone. We got to get out of here because supposedly there will be people coming for this. But I mean, if we can send this thing back and then just use a teleportation circle or something.
Oh, bugger. I made a critical mistake.
What?
Mhm.
I actually unattuned from the periapt, not the ring.
In which case, I need you to make a death saving throw before you're scooped
Okay.
up by Queglod.
Okay, that's spicy.
Because there's no healing coming your way, because Sasha was going towards the meteorite. So I need you to make one, and then I'll need you to make a second afterwards. As a success. Next one afterwards. Consider you have one failed, because you took the damage when you hit the ground. So that's 2 failed. At this point, Queglod is going to attempt to administer medicine check. Because the rest of the party is preoccupied doing various other things.
I mean, could Elsyan come down? I've got healing potions.
That's a good point. Does Queglod have
I'm
healing
sorry, I think
potions?
that did Rook get
Okay.
speed?
Didn't she have the... Wait, doesn't Rook have the healing thingy that you can just take out? And...
Chris, you grabbed that in midair and it rolled onto a 20.
I know. I grabbed it because we're no longer doing the medicine check because everybody's trying to do other stuff. I'm not giving myself a veto, otherwise I'd use it. So, okay, seeing what's going on, given that Felipe was travelling at speed, picked up Rook, otherwise dropped him part way, Malcom flew up to survey the surroundings. Queglod goes down, grabs one of your healing potions, Rook, if you have one in your inventory.
Oh.
I thought he had the healing thingy that.
He does,
Yeah,
but,
I
sh-
used
but,
it.
but he has to use the command word.
Oh, he has to. I didn't know he had.
Hang on.
So
one
if he
sec.
has a healing potion, then he can do it. Otherwise, I'll quickly search Queglod's inventory. Because I don't know if she has any. It depends on what
I
she
mean,
has.
can I make my way over to where I see Queglod going with a healing potion in hand?
You can, given your fly speed, you'd be able to reach there. At which point I'll probably ask for, not necessarily an initiative roll, but a dexterity check to get it in before I ask him to make another roll.
Yeah, okay, that's...
I'm just
No,
getting
I have no
Simon's...
potions.
You have no potions. Just going to check Queglod's inventory, make sure that she hasn't got any, because if she's got one, she will use one of hers. Oh, never mind. I'm being dumb. She doesn't have any healing potions, but her book goes off as Death Ward is cast.
Oh yeah.
So ignore that entire fiasco. Except you were technically buried, but you've not failed any death saving throws because you get dropped to 1 hit point by the ethereal flame. You hit the ground and drop to 0. So you technically have the chance. No, technically a natural 20 could. So I should still be looking for healing potions. What about fire resistance? Yeah, she's got a healing potion. She's gonna just clock you with a healing potion. All right. You get 7 health.
Nice.
You get 7 health, you sit upright, at least 3 of your ribs are broken. At least. Your legs
How
are...
many ribs does Rook have in total?
Your shins
gonna
are
wring that
probably...
bloody
Your shins are
vampire's
probably
neck.
shattered. Bern, do you want to flee, or...
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, I'm teleporting the thing. Fuck away.
Where are you teleporting it?
What is outside of our tavern?
Into the center of Animat. Posters about how you're racist to elves.
They were removed. There's elfin propaganda.
Malcolm just says in common from
You
above.
say propaganda.
Just
I say
teleport
the
it to the
truth.
garden. The garden.
Oh yeah, the back garden. We have a pretty big garden, right?
Yeah.
Is this thing hot still or no?
It looks like it's still hot, but it's not molten.
So it's not going to set fire to our tavern.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm
Don't
gonna
say
I'm gonna teleport it like at least 30 feet away from our tavern.
Okay, so in the neighbour's back garden. Got it.
Okay, make sure it's in our outside area
Okay.
because we do have
Making
that.
sure
outside
it's in
area.
your outside garden, but
Yeah.
not... Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got an extensive garden, you've got a fair-sized one. Because most of it's
Yeah,
on the
it's a
ground.
fair size. I haven't.
Didn't I make like a giant's table out there?
You made it out front, in the extra land you have, which you still haven't used next to your tavern.
The only thing that's really in the back garden is my tree.
Your tree, yeah. And if this thing lands on it, that tree's gone.
I swear, you get rid of my tree and I'm gonna kill you.
That's fine. That's 2 of us.
Alright, so, use
Can I join
teleport.
in on the killing? I need...
Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Yeah. This is my 8th level spell.
This is your 8th level spell
Wait,
slot.
wait, we definitely have items that are from Adamantia.
Yes, we definitely do.
I know, but it'd still be fun to
We
watch him
also
roll,
had a
just in case he rolls a 1. Or
I
a
mean,
D100.
what? That'll actually happen.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You otherwise push your hands forward as you otherwise watch the meteorite disappear.
Right, now let's get
Somewhere
the fuck out of here
in Adamanthia at midnight, some poor beggar just walking down the road just watches this rock appear and smash next to your tavern.
Donk.
Message Abad. Let him know. It be right.
Okay, I don't want to disparage Abbott and his skills. What's he going to be able to do with this thing?
I'm-
Exactly.
No, I mean,
I'm sending the sending just going to be like, hey Avod, we just teleported a giant meteorite to you. Could you get that inside or protect it or something? Thanks.
You hear the
Kiss, kiss, love,
response,
Sasha, bye.
"That was you? I think you woke up half the city with that."
Whoops.
There's only one
Right.
thing.
Okay, I know I can't say this, but you interrupted me, so I'm gonna say, "You're welcome."
I'll get it.
sorry.
I'll get your blacksmith to help move it inside. If the city officials come and confiscate it, what do you want me to do?
Kill him. No.
Get
Get Bern on them.
Rohal on it. I don't know. Basically, this is our property. Fuck them.
Is that another
I'm
sending
spent-
sent? Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's another setting. The rough gist will be, it's our property. It's on our land. They can't really do much. Apologies for the disruption. We'll pay for the disturbance if need
Right.
be.
Right.
They need a warrant.
Right. I have a plan. Get back as soon as you can.
Nice.
Okay. I think I know what he's gonna do.
Yes.
Why am I scared?
This-
I'm scared. Why am I scared?
He's gonna cast invisibility on it so nobody knows what happened.
That's what I was hoping you were going to
Just turn the rock invisible, just like, okay, 8 hours later, right, it reappears. So you got 8 hours to get back to Adamantia.
That is manageable.
I'm here.
No, one
Okay.
second.
Look, if
mean,
you go back to Crabby, I can bring you guys back. I don't know how you're gonna get there.
Well, you don't teleport with it, you teleport the object.
Oh, I don't teleport with it?
Yeah, if you target an object, it must be able to fit within a 10-foot cube.
That's right, dead boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just the object.
Yeah.
You're not there.
You can't escape.
You
Yeah.
can't run away.
You can't run away from Rook.
Whoops.
Hey,
Hey guys.
Bit of heads
Fancy
up.
meeting you here.
Jesus,
Huh?
you could have held your action and said, Rook, move. I would have moved. Didn't have to blow me up.
What's holding an
Fuck.
action?
Oh,
I
we
haven't
waited.
didn't think that was gonna happen to that extent. I only
expected.
assume.
To be fair, I was about to do siege damage to it as well.
What's the die roll? 14d8.
14d8, yes.
Okay. Anydice.com.
Happen.
Anydice.com
What?
help me here. Average is 63. You
I rolled below average.
You rolled below average by 10. Oh my goodness, that could have been so much worse. I should have
be
legendary
honest-
resistances, that thing. Oh, that's fine.
To
Oh,
be honest, I
Chris,
was gonna do
Chris,
siege
you know
damage
what's
to it as
happening
well.
right after that?
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't do that actually. Shit.
Hold on. Does it specifically not chain if it succeeds the save? Or is it just if it dies? Because if it's just if it dies, it would still have died.
Oh, it would still fit. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
it
sure.
would have blown up the arm, which blows up the
No,
head.
I'm here.
It says
Wow.
if a target is reduced to 0, they explode, causing off all creatures within 30 feet to make a charisma saving throw or take half the damage dealt, taking an unsuccessful save. So it would have still needed to make 3 more charisma saves.
Which it would have failed, all of them. So even if it did
Yeah.
use its legendary resistance, it would have died, because the arm would have blown up, which would have blown up the head as a result of the failed save. Even if it succeeded, I don't think it can. Then
Would
Then that-
53 damage be enough to kill the hand?
53 hard. Yes, 53
No,
damage
no,
would
no.
have been enough.
53 would be the damage because it's double.
53 would be the damage because it's doubled, then halved. So 53, the hand was on low HP because you'd already hit it. So it would have it would have blown up the hand. That would have blown up the head because I don't think it would have been able to make it.
Yeah.
And then 2 explosions on the front and the torso would have blown up the front. The front would have then blown up the torso. Those would blow up the legs because the torso is destroyed. So yeah, there was no way this thing was surviving that.
And even if I had a next turn, it would have been an 8th level one as well. So
Then Brooke really dies.
Rook would just been vaporized in that instant.
Alright, so do you have a method to get back to Adamantia today?
Do we have a teleport circle, anyone?
No.
Bern?
yes. Yes.
Oh, that's because you thought
yeah.
you went with it, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought.
Okay, so you sit down, you create the teleport circle. As Malcom, you're kind of keeping the eyes out. You see heads and things beginning to move forward as the gnolls are slowly moving towards the explosion. And that's about it. As you move through the teleport circle, you are all whisked away as you land in Abod's tower. Do you revert back from your draconic form, Malcolm?
Please do.
No.
I don't know
Are
if
you
we can
there?
fit you.
You're muted. Hello?
Malcolm?
Okay,
Well-
I will assume he does. Reverting back to his normal form, you move through, you land in Abod's tower at midnight. Abod otherwise comes back up the stairs as he goes, "Ah, you're here. It's outside and invisible. I'll leave you to deal with that. There seems to be a bit of an alert as you hear the town bell ringing."
Whoops.
Yeah,
Right.
Doing this right after an attack does not.
you
seem-
basically dropped something that's
We
extremely
effectively did a kinetic strike on Adamantia.
No, it wasn't it wasn't necessarily like that. It was just very loud because you dropped a massive ball of meteorite just onto the hardened, unused ground outside your tavern.
I mean, wait, is it in the street in front of
No,
our town?
no, because
No, it was
you've
in
got
the
a
back.
you've got a large plot next
yeah,
to your tavern.
yeah, it does make it. Yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, we're going to
Is
enter.
there any way we can get this inside the tavern without breaking down our walls?
You know what? What are they gonna do to us?
I have an idea. Can I use reduce on it?
You can. It will last a minute.
Will it fit?
You go,
fit it in that way?
go, and you quickly
Okay,
roll it
wait,
past
before you do this,
into the
let's work
tavern.
out where we're going to move it to.
I'll
Oh,
say
the blacksmith.
you've got the open area in the blacksmith, and when it grows in the blacksmith, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you quickly roll it into your blacksmith, I would like everyone who's getting involved in this. So Bern, Rook, Sasha. Yeah, Bern, Rook, and Sasha. I'd like you all to make me.
Can Elsyan just stand? just in amusement.
Roll me just flat d20s because I have no doubt that you'll succeed. The main thing I'm worried about is the speed compared to if you're going to get seen.
Well, there's that, and Rook's got busted ribs and looks like he's on his deathbed.
I'm going to use my last lucky on this.
Okay.
Is that three?
There you go.
You did take note that I'd used one earlier, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, good. Natural 20. With busted ribs, a very shattered legs, you watch as Rook just moves out there and with like the adrenaline just rolls it in with the rest of you. And as somebody just and as somebody's just like wandering by, your opposite neighbor, the blacksmith just across the road, just like looks out of the window and looks over as your party's just rolling it into the blacksmith's. Did you just give him a wave with these 3 popped ribs just sticking out the side of your plate armor? You just give him a wave, and there's like a moment from a horror scene where he just like pulls the curtains closed and goes back to bed.
Nothing to see
The thing
here.
is, this thing's still invisible even though it's reduced. So he just sees us
No,
like
'cause
miming it.
it would need to be targeted for the effect of this. So you would basically knock on it, reduce it,
Okay.
move it. So yeah, and it's currently
Okay.
sat in your tavern. You watch as it enlarges next to the anvil. There's a ting as it like hits it and then wedges itself between the anvil and a pile of logs on against the back wall.
Don't worry, neighbors. No illegal meteorites here.
I mean,
Everything's fine.
Is this meteorite illegal?
No, meteorite isn't
No.
illegal. The thing is, you just made a very loud noise, and currently they
Okay.
don't know what it's from. All you have to do is make a bunch of charisma checks next time. Anyway, for the session, I think that will be it for tonight.
I'll
That
go
was,
find a
that was
doctor.
a successful fight.
I know what.
And it went relatively
Or a
quickly as
nurse.
well. All right.
Hey,
Right,
yeah.
rather than go to bed,
Rook,
because I think we're going to go to bed.
As you receive medical help, we're from either one of your staff members, someone from the Undercity, or from Sasha. Your choice.
We have a health kit, right?
I'm willing to
Anyone.
provide.
Oh yeah,
help.
you have a healer. It's fine. You head down to the fight ring. You see your healer is currently lying in one of the. It was lying in one of the beds. Otherwise, gets up, looks at you, just takes off your plate armor slowly, and you look down, and then you just quickly look away as you see 3 bones protruding from your chest, and she takes off your boots, and you just watch as she just takes off your boots, and you watch as your toes just flop the wrong way, and you're like, oh no.
Oh no.
And you just
Oh no,
and
the worst
suddenly
part is
the
I have toes.
and the adrenaline. Oh, that's true.
Oh,
You're a minor.
You got them
It blew
crunchy
me up
hooves.
so hard I grew
Okay.
toes.
Okay, correction. That's a good point actually. As the braces are taken off around your ankles, you see the popped kneecap and the your shin has otherwise burst straight through. Who knows how you were walking just a moment ago, and you kind of you look at it and you go, oh, and the pain slowly begins to grow as the adrenaline of the combat and everything just wears off. Immediately, the rest of you are kind of stuck as there is the loud shouting of a Rook who is currently screaming in pain below as she puts a dole in your mouth to quieten you and proceeds to do her best to repair you.
Kill that fucking vampire when I get my hands on it.
It's night time and we're going to bed after this, right?
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drop a heal on him once he's everything's been put back in the right place to make sure everything goes back in the right place. Just get 70 hit points.
70?
70, yeah. 70.
Okay. It's sizable, and you watch as it happens. You kind of go down. You watch as she's working, busy taking cuts to try and wedge the bone back in so that it will heal. You watch as the last one pops, as Rook's kind of wincing in pain. You just put your hand on it and just cast heal, and you hear the snapping of bone reconnecting, and then you watch as the femur or the shin that's otherwise burst through his through the back where it's a weird double knee joint, Minotaur. Yeah, where it's kind of burst through. You watch as that begins to recede, and his hoof becomes, not just a hard lump in the end of a wet sock, because the bone is now present. And you watch as it rights itself, and you watch as the kneecap just begins to repair itself, as Rook is wincing in pain. Previously, where you had corpse rot, it hurt. This, it's a few short shotguns, and then it's better. As you relax for that moment, you feel ecstasy almost, as you feel so much calmer now that you're no longer in pain. It's gonna bruise and you're gonna be bad, but Sasha goes to bed. You all get a night's rest.
Before I go to bed, I am also doing another sending to Rahal saying, "Noise was us. Don't worry. Don't make a big deal out of it. We got what we wanted. Everything's fine."
Tiak saw. I asked Abod. It's the surface's problem.
Kiss, love Sasha.
Yeah, that's our response. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you go to bed. The rest of the party goes to sleep, recovering. Bern locks his door before going to sleep.
I shove my sofa in front of it.
As a Blood and Vira otherwise guard the door for the night as you take rest. Worried about your angry party members, but hey, you got I don't know how much that's gonna weigh. That's a lot. It's a 10-foot diameter ball of meteorite.
How much is that going to be worth?
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I imagined you'd take enough, but I didn't realize teleport could just go, "Oh yeah, it's in our tavern."
Hey, Sasha, make some meteorite shields. That will never sell.
Meteorite is the hardest material to work with. You need a divine forge to use it. So right now it's completely useless. But
That's fine.
So what you're telling me is you're going to lump of meteorite.
it means you'd have to take chunks of it and move it effectively.
Hey, look, we are one step away from legitimately being able to get my divine forge back. We just need that. We just need to kill a dragon and get that goddamn amber. That's it.
Yeah.
Alright.
You go ahead with that.
And for tonight's session, that will be the end of it. Sorry, it was a little bit longer. It was an hour longer than usual. We overran. Meteorite, popped ribs, and a 7th level spell, which absolutely destroyed a monster because I decided to give it separate parts instead of a universal health pool. But hey, it was a good fight. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And next week, there will be no session, as next week we will be doing a Christmas one-shot for ourselves. There will be no session. However, if that Christmas one-shot then finishes, we'll be back on the 13th and the 20th. If not, we'll be back on the 20th for one final session before Christmas, and then we'll be taking our time off. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.